blue eye and 2 brown eyes.
Oh my god. Oh, gross.
Trust the plan, baby.
Yeah, there is something going on.
Wow, what's going on?
Everything, all the weird shit always happening all the time. What's the senator that whatever? Just, I mean.
And remember, people were saying something big was going to happen on July 11th.
Did they?
Yeah, oh yeah.
July 11th. I don't remember that.
Yesterday, and so that's when what's his name? Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay.
So I don't know the scoop on that. So he was in Ukraine, and did he fly back and then die, or did he die en route? Or?
No, he came home first.
Yeah, he was in Ukraine on Friday, and he visited a Ukrainian drone factory. Hours after he left that drone factory, Russia blew the shit out of it.
Wow.
And then he flew back to D.C., and then from D.C. he went to his home. And earlier today I was told that for the last 3 days that there's been a plethora of tinted out sedans at Lindsey Graham's house.
So before we knew about any of this stuff, yeah.
Huh. I think he left Thursday, and Friday all these tinted out vehicles start showing up at his house.
There you go. I never did play the Roseanne intro.
Oops.
Yeah. So the medical examiner come back and said he had a hardened artery that caused a cardiac arrest. Now, the conspiracy side of me goes 3 ways. The IRGC come out and said they did it. I think that's bullshit. They're fucking like ISIS. Anytime somebody major, they're the ones that says that they killed him. Now, you'll know real quick if Iran killed him, because Trump will make Iran into a glass factory. Second one is, did Vladimir Putin and the KGB use, either the heart attack gun or the shit that they killed Anatoly Navalny with? Or was Lindsey Graham taken out by Trust the Plan? Because everybody said that July 11th was going to be a significant date. And if you look at that fictitious letter in the alphabet and you do a search for July 11th, it's kind of weird, because I believe it does talk about Lindsey Graham and how he's like John McCain.
Yeah, no, you guys, I think I should still play it. I know it's late, but it feels weird. I love her little, it's only 40 seconds.
Greetings, Earthlings and humans and all other intelligent life forms and unintelligent life forms. And, morons, idiots, imbeciles, just people who are walking through life asleep and being MK Ultra to death. Worse today than after World War II with Operation Paperclip and that whole thing that I talk about. But anyway, I'm going to still try to help you fight through it, even though you piss me off so bad. You listen to the worst fucking idiots instead of me. And I have about fucking half.
I love it. Chessboard, maybe that.
Jackie baby.
That is really cool. Chessboard.
Cheryl baby.
Yeah, I didn't say hi to anybody either. We went
Mary
straight
did.
to
Yeah, I forgot to. Sister
there.
David.
Willard, Annalisa. I'm going backwards. Ziva, Quilter, Sissy K. I saw a lot of people. Clint Torres. Drummond's son
The
took Willard.
legend.
All right. I think I'm pretty much got all the people.
Camo.
Outlandish Patriot Camo's here. Good to see you, Camo. Echo. Diane, Sissy K. I did do some flower planting earlier that wore me slap out. The ground as hard as a brick. Well, at least she got out there.
Well, you know, and here's the other interesting thing now. So, to keep down the conspiracy road, the Save America Act will not get passed.
I've got a clip of that, Jeff. Whenever if you want to go ahead, or you want me to do it now.
Do whatever you want.
That's the only thing. I usually aren't going over too much. We're just kind of hanging out. But I do have that one thing where Trump made that phone call, or Trump talks about that phone call. Benny Johnson is where I saw it at. I'm sure it was other places too. But
and your immediate gut reaction when you heard it.
So what makes it even stranger is that I got a call last night sometime in, the early evening, maybe in the 7s. And he called and he said, we're all set for the Save America Act. He was pushing the Save America Act like crazy. He got back, said he just landed from Ukraine. I said, that's a long trip to make. He said, he sounded a little tired, but perfect, but a little bit tired. Had a right to be. And he was a worker. He was really a worker, but he sounded great actually. But he said he was tired, but he wanted to pass the Save America Act. And I said, well, we're going to get it done, Lindsay. We're going to get it done. I'll see you soon. We thought maybe we might even meet today. And then that was it. And that was, very around the time. It couldn't have been much longer. It could have been his last call. I don't know exactly, but I got a message about 1:00 in the morning from one of the people at his office that he had passed away. I said, you guys, I just can't believe it. He was like a member of the family to me. It's very tough, actually. It's amazing.
Mr. President,
He was such an advocate. He was, if he wanted to get something, and he had a unique ability. He was able to deal with Democrats and Republicans. If I had a problem, a real problem, I wouldn't often ask. But if I had a problem with a Democrat, he could work it out. He was a great politician, actually.
yeah, it says like 1 hour later after talking to him about that. So I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to play that because I just found that before the show, and I'm like, I know there's going to be stuff come out for a week straight. People are going to be connecting dots,
Sure,
going through old speeches and stuff.
Well, he was a never Trumper.
Yeah, he was.
He couldn't stand Donald Trump. Now, and then you remember a couple months ago that video come out of him at Disneyland all by himself.
Who was at Disneyland all by themselves?
Lindsey Graham.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh,
No.
yeah. And then that's when people, were calling him a pedo and all this other shit. And, here, this is my, conspiracy. I think a lot of these people that have been selling out the country, and you can't say Lindsey Graham was a war hawk. Lindsey Graham was getting a lot of money from a lot of allegedly former, foreign countries.
Yeah, there you go. Always allegedly. Yeah. I want to say good to see you, Moonchild, Cheryl, Diane, all you guys that came in since we were saying hi to everybody. Good to see you all, Vicky. Good to see you. And Anna said, I heard it was an aortic aneurysm. Aortic. How do somebody say that?
Aortic.
Aortic. Yeah.
Yeah, like Yorga. Aortic.
Yeah.
Yorga, say that for me.
The medical examiner just come out. I just find it, kind of weird. And now all of a sudden, Mitch McConnell allegedly put something out saying that he's fine and it was just from a fall. But I know that there have been agents at his house, And like with Lindsey Graham, I believe Lindsey Graham's still a part of the Gang of Eight. So I'm not. I don't know. I think that there's something just like with the Air Force One over in Turkey. Now it's coming out that there was a major threat that required the Secret Service to do a shell game.
Okay,
And
so out of popcorn says heart attack gun. I think everybody probably at least thought that, right? That it was possible.
well, one of two things. Number one, I don't think the IRGC. Now, granted, he was in the Ukraine, so there is possibility that the IRGC has agents inside Ukraine. I would believe more.
I would bet on that.
Huh?
I would bet money on that they
right.
do.
And because they come out within minutes taking claim for it. Now, I know right now our military is striking Iran. But, like I said, the IRGC is like ISIS. They'll take claim for anything that furthers their cause. But I could see, Russia doing it like they did Nepali, and offing him with that liquid. I don't know, and I think it's kind of interesting how Trump talks about him in a good light when him, John McCain, they were never Trumpers.
Well, I'd like to say that he just wants to talk nicely because it's the dead, but I've heard him dog the dead. I've heard him say terrible things about someone that just died. So that's not the reason, fortunately. So real quick, Diane said they said all this week coming up, a lot of things are going to happen. Who's they? The news or something? Hey, Baz and Zach.
The letter in the alphabet. If you start going back and looking at July and August, with the time or the date stamps.
Hey, Logical Spark, good to see you. Something's supposed to happen on the 17th. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe. What's that? You know about that?
Yeah. They've been there. They've been there since Friday. And, Kash Patel come out and said how he was a great American and all this, and him and Lindsey Graham didn't get along either.
So why is everybody being? What are you trying to? Why do you think they're doing that? Hey, Marla.
But it might have been part of the deal, because I told you the way I think this plays out. The people who have committed treason against the country, they're going to be offered deals. We're going to let your legacy continue if you go along with this deal, but you still have to pay for your crimes. And if you do, then the truth, the whole truth won't come out about what you did.
Okay. I've heard stuff like that. Well, Mary, this is something I said when it first happened because I am conspiratorial. I go straight to conspiracy a lot. But 71 is not like an age that's that absurd, to believe. You know what I mean? Of natural causes. But it was sudden and there were strange circumstances. But 71 is not super young, is all I'm saying. I don't know if that's what Mary's saying or not, but
here's the difference between you and I being 71,
right,
and a major senator being 71. The reason being is the amount of health care that they get is beyond retarded. Literally, they are, especially.
I did see that actually, and I don't want to play it, to be honest, because it truly was it's propaganda and it's crazy. Like, I don't know. Did you guys see it? I don't want to play it. Y'all can look it up. Did you see it, Yorga, or you, Jeff?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's like taking credit. the Iranians are trying to take credit for Lindsey Graham's death.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, they're claiming it. Just like Jeff said, it's just like ISIS. They'll claim anything.
Right. Hey, be
Yeah.
I mean,
charming.
maybe they were in on it. I don't know.
Oh, they very well could be. I mean, they have hit squads. I mean, they've caught one hit squad at Mar-a-Lago in that area.
Damn.
So and especially like I said, I believe Lindsey Graham was still part of the Gang of Eight. So
So the Gang of Eight means what, Jeff? I feel like I'm supposed to know this, but it's just not. I'm not. Something's not clicking.
Well, the Gang of Eight is the top lawmakers, and I believe naturally there's 8 of them. And let me so I don't get it wrong. This is how Google describes it. It's a colloquial term for a select group of 8 congressional leaders who are briefed on classified intelligence. So basically, every morning between 6 and 8 o'clock, the president, 7 days a week, gets what they call a PDB, Presidential Daily Brief. And it has all the overnight intelligence and any type of threats, all of that. And they, out of everybody in Congress, even on the House Intelligence Committee, they get the same briefing as the PDB. The reason that they do that is if something were to happen to the president, they have to have somebody to be able to step in, because not everything that the president knows, the vice president knows, or the Speaker of the House. There's a reasoning for that. So somebody from the Gang of Eight, if something were to happen to POTUS, could step in and brief whoever comes in as POTUS, VP, naturally, or the Speaker of the House, depending on the circumstances. They could get them up to speed on information that they don't know about in any ongoing operations that are currently.
Okay, so that's when you say in the Gang of Eight, that's a short way of saying the dude was really important. Like he was way up. And so because I guess I've been missing out on that, to be honest, Jeff. I mean, shit, I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything.
Right.
I remember the Dirty Trick Squad, and I remember hearing about that and reading about it, and that was a long time ago.
Right.
Some of the very beginnings of this. But real quick, Carl's trying to say, Cola, tell Jeff about the plane switch, because he messaged me earlier and said that you had noticed the plane switch live, and I remember you talking about it, but it meant nothing at the time because nothing had happened yet. Well, he said that Gateway reports it was because Iran was going to take out the president while he was in Turkey.
Correct.
So when you were seeing those plane switches, that's the reason they were switching. That's pretty nuts.
And I don't think he got on. I don't think he got on the old Air Force One and flew back, because I think they put him on Doomsday, because Doomsday has antiquated technology that prevents it from getting EMP'd, any type of cyber attacks. And they had a refueler, multiple refuelers flying with Doomsday, and Doomsday really doesn't need a refueler. It's got enough gas to where it could go from Turkey to Nebraska with no problem. That's and that's indicative of fighter jets, and so they probably had a fighter escort the whole way across the pond.
That's right, Karen. I played that earlier where Trump was saying that, Karen, that he was pushing for that. Sorry, go ahead.
I agree with you, Jeff, because if they had 2 Air Force Ones and the Doomsday was there, the smart thing to do is put him on the Doomsday. I mean, it's a no-brainer, man.
Right. I mean, to me, it makes logical sense, because you're going to look for AF1. You're really, not going to worry about doomsday. And they play that, Secret Service plays that kind of shell game. They probably had fighter escorts around both Air Force Ones, and for them to come out, and say, "Oh, we're going to send this plane to Germany so that the troops can enjoy it." That's bullshit. Because
that's bullshit. I knew that when I heard it was bullshit.
Right, because when Bill Clinton flew in to Hickam Air Force Base, we were in the water, and we wanted to go out and see it. And the airman who was in charge of shore patrol said, "No, they don't care who you are. You're not getting near that fucking plane." So they're just not going to let, service members walk through that plane.
So I know this is off the topic a little bit, but Dan says, keep an eye on the coffin, see if the flag is wrinkled. I think maybe is there something to it?
Yeah, kind of like John McCain's.
I don't know much about that. You guys are talking above my head. So if it's wrinkled, it means some kind of something.
It's like a sign of disrespect. Normally, on military, style funerals, they have a crisp, ironed, steamed flag with no wrinkles. It's just a sign of respect. Like, it looked like when they did John McCain's, it looked like somebody just fucking pulled it out of a closet.
Just fresh out of the dryer.
Right. And now I've seen, pictures being circulated around news media and social media where they're showing Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao like it's real time. And I know she's in China because on the Chinese government news channel, they showed her getting off a plane. So I don't know. And I believe this is how a lot of this, if any of this shit's true, I believe you're going to start seeing a lot of people mysteriously die. They're going to be removed. I mean, where in the fuck has Maxine Waters been? Where is, Pencil Neck? Where's he been? There's a lot of these big time name players that have been in our face for years, telling us how much they know better than us, and all of a sudden they've disappeared.
That's a good point. I hadn't noticed that, but you're right. I'm glad I don't have to see them, but yeah, where they been?
Well, somebody was saying the other day, I think it was on Vera Desi, they were talking about how old all of them are, like in Congress. Like they're all like they're all in their 70s and 80s. It's kind of nuts. Like it's going to be so different soon.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I think there should be, if the president can only serve 2 4-year terms, I think it should be the same with congressional members as well.
Yeah.
And you have to be a U.S. born citizen, not a naturalized citizen.
So Karen says Marco Rubio was in the Gang of 8. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
And so once again, just for the slow, which is me, I'll own it. The Gang of 8 is a group of people who are really high up who would either brief or could they possibly step in a VP position or the.
You have your line of secession, but
right.
What the whole purpose of it was for continuity of government. So if, let's say, certain members of the House were taken out, certain members of the Senate, certain members of the White House were taken out, these 8 people that when something major happens, like 9/11 style, they take these 8 people and they spread them out to different areas in the country.
Well, it does sound like a big deal, though. And
it is. It's a very big deal.
Marco Rubio, too. I didn't know. I mean, like I said, I can't keep up with it all. That's for sure. I've definitely heard you mention it before, but also then there's a lot of like.
If you think it's crazy now, you haven't seen shit. I think come into August, September, October, you're going to see a lot of shit. You're going to see a lot of stuff, I believe, that's going, to blow your mind. Just wait till we get closer to the election and Trump has to pull out the executive order on elections.
I mean,
You're
that's
going
what
to
a lot of
you're
people
going to
think.
see some fucking people melt down.
Believing says, Jeff, this heart attack gun people talk about, does it only disrupt cardiac rhythm or can there appear to be an impact on the chest?
Yeah, that and something to do with the brain.
Hey, Carolina, good to see you. It's what?
Yeah, it causes a real severe atrial fib, and it also can do brain, like a brain aneurysm.
What if you shoot somebody in the schmeckle with it? What does that do?
It may make
You make
grow.
it bigger?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, good.
and just think the Havana syndrome. People were saying that was a conspiracy, and now people that have worked down at Gitmo and in Cuba, they're coming back with all these symptoms, to where the Russians were using that microwave technology to do fucked up shit to people.
So do you believe in this right here, what Atlantis is saying? Maybe Lindsay took a deal so they preserve his
Yeah.
legacy.
Yeah,
They take deals and then agree to
yes,
taking
I
out. Like,
believe.
that's hardcore, man.
Well,
That
hey,
is.
well, but look, I mean,
Unless they do that and then they like let them not, like they just go to an island somewhere and continue to
No.
live. Now that would be the deal I would want to take, but knowing you're going to die, like
Well,
the
I mean,
contract people do is crazy to me. To
the,
sign
the,
up,
on- the only crime that's punishable by death in the Constitution is treason,
right?
and
I get so tired of
it-
dates.
well, I mean, I think a lot of look, people
Hey, Clay B.
people may make fun or think he's a whack job, but Wayne Willett is connected.
This is a distraction, Lindsay. What I don't know what the WS
I don't know what
was.
the hell the distraction would be.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not sure.
we got enough shit all over the place to distract people.
Logical Spark says one is a black hat pretending to be a white hat. Well, they were saying he's making predictions and stuff too. I
Well,
don't know, man. There's so many.
yeah, if you knew who Wayne Willett was connected to, you probably wouldn't think that.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Diane, so strange. He's showing himself now. Juan, all those years being incognito. I saw him a few years ago in Vegas. Something had gone on down there. I kind of remember he used to always show his boots, and I listened to the guy, and yeah, I don't know what to think of him. And it is
Well,
weird. He just all of a sudden now he's like, "Cool, you can see me," like
yeah,
almost like
but
that's not the same guy. It kind of gives you those vibes, like
well,
because
if you go back and try to find one thing that he said hasn't, came true. I mean, the guy's connected. He is very, very connected. Can I say who he's connected to? He worked during the Reagan administration, and he was connected inside of. He's been with Trump for decades.
I'm so far
Yeah,
behind. Somebody
Jerry
get us.
Nadler. Jerry Nadler's the Penguin.
People keep talking, how to show them with Michael Jaco and all of those like trigger names. I'm never sure who to believe about anything, but I do listen sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I mean, just to see what they're saying. And I don't know. They do all kind of keep on track with each other with like, there's a plan, things are going on, military operation. Like they all kind of stay within the same narrative, but I don't know who to believe anymore,
Well, yeah, even that letter in the alphabet
Hey,
talks
RP,
about,
man.
deception is necessary. And all you have to do, if you listen to the speech that was given by the acting Secretary of Defense, when he come out and said that we are conducting some of the most clandestine operations inside the United States. It's Chris Miller. But what I find interesting is the that letter in the alphabet pointed to July 11th, a major event happening, and son of a bitch, if it didn't happen.
Which date? I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up with chat too.
July 11th, which was the day Lindsay died.
Right.
Mike Jaco's out there talking to fucking dolphins out in Seal Beach.
Last year, the boom booms were brought to the table. I can't hardly keep up, but they need to start dropping like flies. I feel like that it is. I know you say that they get longer lives and things like this, but I don't know. They are all very old. I mean, were they all going to live to? They probably will all live to be 90 and 100. You know, who was it that lived to be 91? Just recently died. Clive Davis. Everybody says he's possibly responsible for all these stars, deaths and how bad he was and all the terrible things he did. And the guy lives to be 91 years old. Like almost like they make sacrifices to increase their life. I don't know about Congress, but I feel that way about a lot of the people in Hollywood and the music industry.
Well, look at like Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond, they had to wheel his ass into fucking Congress every day and, wake him up. But I think we're going to start seeing, wait till it starts to come out who's been voting for Mitch McConnell, because that's illegal. And Mitch McConnell, according to congressional records, has been voting. So that's going to be a major investigation for, Capitol Hill Police and the Master at Arms to find out who's been voting for him. Because now the people of Kentucky have been disenfranchised.
It was me, Jeff. I voted for Mr. McConnell.
Nice. Well, prepare to get flashbanged.
Okay. I need a little excitement around here.
Right.
Okay, they're talking about these other prophets saying something about untimely death in the Senate. I guess that would cover it. Also, though, someone was talking about Clement. I think it was Wednesday, saying that, and I keep hearing it. People keep saying that 2 will step down and 2 justices. And so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if that happens too. But I don't really follow Amanda Gray. I've heard of her and I've maybe listened once or twice to maybe both of them, but I don't go real far down into it because I don't really know, but if she said something and it came true, that is interesting, that they're saying that untimely death in the Senate, that could have been this, right? And God showed it to him first, maybe. I don't know. I would never say it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to just like fall for shit either. It's a fine line.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see if, they give Lindsey Graham a state funeral.
And Chuck says, deal with the devil. You better play a violin. Buffering said Juan is accurate, just boring. Well,
who do I think they'll put in to replace Graham? Well, the governor will make that choice, and it would probably, I would like to see.
Hey, Regina.
There's Cujo. Trey, he could pick Trey Gowdy, not Christy Nome. I forget who that lady is down in South Carolina, but whoever the governor, the governor decides to pick. And it wouldn't be,
Grace.
a far stretch to think, if these congressmen and senators are worried about themselves getting exposed, that maybe they didn't have some of these people taken out.
I hope so, Jan. How you doing tonight, Cujo? Hey, LSP. Is your audio working?
He's peachy keen.
Yeah, that's what that's probably what he's gonna say.
Hello. Yes,
Okay,
I
good
didn't
deal.
hear anything because my phone was bouncing off and on with the internet connection.
Oh,
But if you ask how I was doing, yes, I heard I'm peachy keen, and that is correct.
that is good.
Thank you.
What Cheryl said, wasn't he supposed to be a super soldier time traveler, Jaco? I didn't think all of that. Lord have mercy. I just don't know. Juan came out before with a beard and a belly, been a couple years. Yeah, well, I do think it's weird, this whole thing. But I am a little too open-minded. I could see it either way, where maybe something, I don't know. I guess the more I hear, the more I do lean conspiratorial. I mean, 71 isn't young, but he was in good health. It was so sudden, and all these strange, dealings happening first before he.
Well, I just find the chain of events that happened prior to his death. Why were there federal agents in his house 3 days for the last 3 days?
It'd be charming. What for the last 3 days? I'm sorry.
Federal agents have been at his house for the last 3 days.
And what do you think? They're just like they are just trying to investigate and figure out, get evidence and investigate.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but they've been there since before anything happened to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
3
is
days.
odd. Where's Mitch is a good question. Like, that's a whole thing too. Like, I don't know. It gets crazier and crazier as time goes by. Like, something I've heard a couple people talking about that, and then I finally saw the video Pootie was talking about where I can't remember who it was. Maybe Scott Bessent. Somebody said they talked to Mitch McConnell for 17 minutes, which is just funny that it was exactly 17 minutes. And anyways, it's just weird. Like, I don't know. I don't think that he should I think he should have to like show up, or I don't know. Just a lot of weird things going on. It's freaking crazy out here. Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
I just find it very interesting that his wife is known to have taken off to China. And she has relatives inside the CCP. And look, we've seen the video multiple times of Hillary Clinton walking out of Bush's funeral, and which when she got to the van, you seen a very distinctive pull back of her arms and surrounded by Secret Service agents. And I think a lot of this, all you have to do is, if you ever looked at that 17th letter in the alphabet, it talks about future proves the past.
Right. So what about, Jeff? What are they going to do if it's true? Nothing. I'm assuming if they find out that it was like an inside job, or, I don't know, that someone took him out, what are they going to do? Nothing. I don't know if that's what he's saying. That's what I'm thinking he means. What do you think?
I mean, look, if the IRGC took him out, okay, whether Trump likes him or not, there's going to be reprisal for it. If the Russians took him out, there will be some type of reprisal for it. But whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, that is a United States head of state.
Hey, HN.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Somebody sent me something. All right, so Q Post. What the hell is this? They must be watching. Q post 975. Don't trust anything Q says. He is a clown agent of the Kabbalah. Okay. 8chan also has been comped by the clowns in America. Okay. Jeff Sessions, Mueller, Comey, Ray, Trey Gowdy, Obama, Hillary, Rosenstein, D.W. Schultz, A1 Brother criminals, John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Harry Reid, and more. All clowns in America, agents of the banking cartel trying to take America down. Scumbag Sessions and fake Q were just exposed the other day by American intelligence media. Now, that was a post that was put out on 4chan. So if you take 9, 7, and 5, let's see.
I guess I didn't hear all that, Cheryl. I probably stopped listening before it got that far because I would remember that shit. She said Jaco used to talk about when he was a super soldier. Go
all
ahead.
Right. Oh, yeah. So 975. Okay. Now, this is how cryptography works. 9 plus 7 plus 5 is 21. You invert it, and it's the 12th. Okay. And then you take the middle number and you make it the first number, it's 7/12. July 12th.
Huh.
Mitch and China Grove just released a picture from hospital. I mean, I believe he's probably alive, but is he like Biden was when he's just not making any decisions and he's just, they're just using him to for his power, so to speak?
I don't think he's alive, and the reason I don't think he's alive, if he's alive, why would the Department of Justice launch an investigation into it? Department of Justice would know if Mitch McConnell's alive because
I'm getting okay. So I guess I am getting confused. So, I was thinking you were talking about. So there's an investigation into both Mitch McConnell and Senator Graham.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I'm getting confused. I didn't realize you're saying Mitch McConnell had an invest. I mean, there should be.
Yeah, no, but
I didn't know there was.
Yeah, they're investigating his staffers. Kash Patel come out and said that we are investigating. And
I haven't been digging lately. I've got till Wednesday, technically. I'm glad you have been paying attention, though. I mean, it's hard to pay attention all the time. Even, just to get your mind off of things, like do something else, something with the garden, something outside, and then dig back in after a little break. I feel like I would go nuts if I stayed 24/7 into all the, news all the time. I have to take a little break.
Yeah, well, I did.
Well, when I first seen the announcement of Lindsey Graham, I thought it was bullshit.
Right. Well, like that's the stuff I do. Of course, I heard about Lindsey Graham. Of course, I heard, small things, but and I've saved things I do want to listen to from Govea and others. Some of the things you were talking about, I did have things saved. I'm sure that sometimes it's really cool when it happens that way because you'll say some things, then I'll watch a little bit of videos and things start to click because of things you said and things that were in the video, kind of points things out when I'm watching it. But anyways, I am glad you are been keeping up with what's going on because, like I said, of course I knew the main things, and like that's what I brought that clip with Trump sitting there saying that one of the last he makes a phone call talking about the Save America Act, and then that made it more suspicious. Last night I was saying, he's 71. I heard that. I'm like, what? And then and then the Ukraine trip, and it's just right after, and then images of him looking pretty healthy. It's just kind of strange, all of it, But I mean, go ahead.
Just look at Trump's speech when he was with Erdogan in Ankara, Turkey, talking about he's probably going to get assassinated.
I finally saw that too. Yeah, after the fact,
and
people
then
kept telling me Wednesday that he came out and said that I was going to save that clip if anybody Of course, probably everybody's already seen it, but if not,
And
I'll
then-
play it.
And then when he leaves Turkey, all of a sudden the Secret Service and the Air Force do the shell game.
Mm-hmm.
So
You feel?
I don't think he should have ever gone there in the first damn place.
no, I don't.
Oh my gosh, Cindy says that Sean seen
Yeah.
Mitch earlier with 7 fingers on one hand.
Yeah.
I believe that some AI
Look,
image or some
well,
Lord have mercy. That's
Look,
hilarious.
you remember when Joe Biden's hand went through the microphone?
I
in the
remember
Rose
that
Garden?
in the green screen thing. His hand went through the microphone. A couple little weirdo things like that. It was so. It almost made you feel like the shoes changed at the inauguration.
Yeah.
That one really got me because I don't think that I would have combed through those videos the way some of the people that were watching, some of the people I was following were, and I don't think I would have noticed. But it's crazy. I wish I would have, just like shoes changing one frame to the next, where they're and like the weather not matching up. And all kinds of strange inconsistencies about that. And that was some weird times for me because there was like nobody else, and then all the things that people were saying that I was like, were conspiracies started to be confirmed. Like when they said about filming in the desk, they were all saying, this doesn't match and the curtains are slightly different. And they were picking apart Biden's. They were saying he wasn't but see, that's the thing. I feel like they were saying he wasn't in the Oval Office at all. He wasn't even the president and things like they went so far. They were most of the way right, at least because they ended up admitting to filming in a different location and they gave an excuse or whatever. But anyways, some of those things, it was crazy watching it come true. And you're like, holy shit, even down to, I remember hearing about the biolabs 4 years ago and now it's not, it's out there information that is what was going on. And it was a conspiracy though, just 4 or 5 years ago. Right. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. But wait till, here's another couple things. Think about during Biden's inauguration, the military turned their back on him.
I remember that too. That was part of the many things. I remember that, Jeff. I do.
And then you look at the military people around Biden during the inauguration, and if you go frame by frame, you'll see that how medals on their uniform had moved around. The order at which the ribbons were, they had moved around. Then there was, what the hell was it? The weather changes, all that stuff. That at the time, everybody said that, we were fucking whack jobs. But wait till we start getting into the 2020, the Big E, and it comes out about, the Italian relay satellites called Leonardo and how the Italians were involved in doing some shit with the election.
I haven't heard that yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There was a video that came out of the Italian Supreme Court where a guy testified that I believe he was an Italian Supreme Court justice. And he admitted on the stand that the Italian intelligence services had used the satellite system Leonardo to attempt a coup on the U.S. government.
Hey.
I'm telling you, all this is going. There's way too much circumstantial evidence that something has to be going on. And look, in the night that there was a raid on the Vatican, where special forces helicopters landed in the middle of the Vatican and raided the Vatican. That was
yes, I remember hearing that. I don't remember seeing the film of that though. I never saw actual footage. I heard people say it, and I didn't know that could be verified. I try to keep myself from going down believing just anything because there was no proof of that I know of, unless you guys saw it. I did not.
I seen it. If you go to BitChute and you type in the Vatican raid, there's video of that up on BitChute.
I remember the talk of it. I do remember that. And I remember Oh yeah, I do remember that. That they
Yeah,
that I
that's the
did
night
see.
that it
The
took
lights went out. But
Yep.
then, but if you go research it and you look it up, it will not. There's nothing to back you up. Like if you go type, it will say there wasn't a blackout. It's
Right.
misinformation or something.
Well, there was a reason why. You could people were watching the Vatican cameras because you know how they have those worldwide uh, cameras where you can watch different parts of the world. You could tell that there was something going to happen at the Vatican because the number of viewers was way up there, and people were like, "Well, how would the average person know?" It wasn't the average person. It was the intelligence agencies. It was the military. They were utilizing these cameras to look at different views of the operation.
Man, I don't know. I remember seeing some things and that's the thing. If I saw it, I'll, say it. There was footage of the White House supposedly, Cam, and you type it in, that's what you got. And there was, police,
Yeah, yeah,
lights
and there were
and
stretchers coming out of the White House, the front
I
room.
couldn't see. It was kind of grainy. There was fireworks. They said it was the same night there was a concert. I remember all of this because
Yep.
I felt like I was going crazy because nobody else was talking about it.
Right.
But we never did hear 100% what that was. I never have. Mainstream has never said this is what happened that night. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just left to be like you
what-
don't know. But I
I'm
did
sure.
see that. I did not see the Vatican. I saw the Vatican's lights were out. And
Yep.
but when I looked to try to do a little research, it was like instantly, oh, that's been debunked. And I
Sure.
can't remember exactly what they called it, what they said had happened. But
Yeah, and the bio labs were debunked, and the whole C-19 was debunked, and now it's coming out to be true.
oh yeah, all kinds of stuff that I wasn't sure that I still thought was conspiracy isn't a conspiracy anymore.
Look at the night when they were tabulating the votes in the 2020. It was a conspiracy that Donald Trump lost votes, and it's come out that, yeah, he did lose votes.
Well, depending on who you ask, some people still say it's a conspiracy.
Sure.
And another thing, a lot of people like to say, well, the courts never proved that, but they never really got to court. And so
correct. It was never truly litigated.
Yeah.
And I believe the reason why it was never truly litigated because the military is the one who's going to litigate it. Because it was an attempted coup on the U.S. government.
Beth says Rupert Murdoch called Biden as the winner after they changed the voting numbers on live TV, and I hope they go after him.
Well, look, when Trump beat Kamala Harris, okay, I got a phone call at 6:00 Eastern time, the day of the election, and from one of the people in the Trump camp, and they said, "Hey, it's a done deal. He won." I was like, "The West Coast even in?" He goes, "It doesn't matter what the West Coast does. It's a landslide."
Right. So look what Patriot Deb says. They never will, but I have the videos of the kids being brought out of the White House and loaded on the buses by the military. I've never seen that. I don't know if everybody else has seen that. Well, I'd still send that out to a couple people.
Yep, that's
crazy. I don't think I saw. Plus, what's the one that made Mustang Medic blow up on YouTube was when all the traffic was going to the White House. I saw that one, and I saw that one live.
Well, that was the same night.
Okay, well, I never saw the kids coming out.
Right. Oh, there was lines.
And it's been so long now. It's crazy how long. Hey, Miss Mendersu, good to see you.
There were lines and lines of people that were coming out of the White House. They had buses lined up. There were some coming out with stretchers. Oh yeah. And it was that you could view it on the White House front lawn cam from across the street at Lafayette Park.
It's a lot, and just to. just to even just remember all the events, especially when it wasn't really covered too much. Did you see how ripped and chiseled Harrison Ford is at 83? I guess I haven't. Buses. And Baz says, yes, I saw the kitties. I saw the kids coming out. I'm just saying, if there's copies of it, then maybe it's probably all over Rumble or something. And I just haven't really looked for it. It's been years since I really thought about it. But because I didn't see that, I did see some of it. Hey, Lily C. I definitely saw some of it. Larry saw it. Y'all make me feel dumb. I swear, I don't know how everybody. There's so many different things. Like sometimes I'll remember something, and it's like I had completely forgotten something you guys say. Like I don't know. It's like I just try to put it behind me. The whole microphone thing and the green screen. I do remember it, but because you guys bring it up again,
right?
I remember.
Do you remember when Biden was first sworn in and he went and met with Rosalind and Jimmy Carter, and it looked like they were in a dwarf house?
Wait, what? Who was in the dwarf house?
When the Bidens went and met with the Carters. And
one of them was short, smaller.
Right, they all look they look like midgets inside of a dollhouse.
It was like Alice in Wonderland or something.
Right.
Like for real, sometimes
I thought he said Jimmy Carter in a whorehouse.
Remember when they were setting up a stage and it appeared to be yes, never explained. That was right outside the White House. I do remember that as well. That's another one of those things I don't really think about anymore, but I remember because you have people were starting to really live stream and go places and film it as it was happening. They were going right up there. What's that? What is that? And everybody's going, oh, it looks like a guillotine, or it looked like a place to hang someone or whatever. It was nuts. And well, the explanation, I think they said they were going to have the press there or something.
Yeah,
I do kind of remember having some kind of story, but I remember that too, when they were going by and they were filming it and like, what is that? They had me. I'm like, what? I don't know. It was a weird time. But
did you ever see the one? I know Jeff is familiar with this, where I think they were at Monticello.
I remember.
And it was Clinton and Al Gore. And this is when Clinton was still president. And there were all these busts of different presidents. I swear, this is on film somewhere. And Al Gore walks up to one and goes, "Who's that guy?" And the guy who worked there said, "That's George Washington." And Bill Clinton looked like, "You freaking dumbass, man." He was looking at Gore like, "You freaking moron. Who's that guy?" "That's George Washington."
Yeah, and remember, he invented the internet.
Yeah, he did. I know, he's brilliant.
There you go. John Dunning put it there.
Yeah, can you get it to the private chat, or hold on, maybe I can get it. I'm not great with this.
Yeah,
for some reason, if I click it, all that happens is it shows up here. I can try from my phone, but usually when I try that, the comments don't show up. Only on my live streams. I could go watch someone else's live stream.
I put it in the private.
Okay, good. Because I do. Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna probably like remember it, or like, I don't know. I kind of thought that there was one time where they were saying it and I couldn't really see it. Yeah, that's this. It's hard to see, but that's what people said where kids were coming out. And maybe they are. Maybe it's my cognitive dissonance. Maybe my brain just doesn't want to accept it as true.
Your cognitive what?
Dissonance. Cognitive dissonance.
What in the hell does that mean?
Where you don't want to believe it because it's so horrific. You said that must not be true.
See, now look at all at the bottom right. Look at all those cameras and people.
I haven't even hit play, you guys. Hold on. I've got to find the name. I'm sorry. Here we go. Who put this out there? Who put this in chat?
I think it was John Dunning.
Thanks, John Dunning. He's awesome.
Look.
I see them. Oh my God. Okay. Well, they zoomed in and then zoomed back out. At least people, I mean, I do remember this. And I remember I had my skepticism on. I'm like, that's what people are saying, but you can't really tell, know?
This is from the live feed camera. And then there's that scaffolding that they said was being used for the press, and you can see people up there filming all of these people coming out of the White House. I mean, look, it's just lines of people. And this went on for hours.
I do remember some of this. Like this video here is like 7 minutes or something. Cognitive dissonance means you can't poop. No, it doesn't. Oh man, that's a different one. Anyways, where did this go? That is wild. I do kind of, that's what it was. I saw it. I heard people say that's what it was. At the very beginning, you can, it's just hard to see exactly everything. But you're saying that there were several people that were here live that witnessed it.
Yeah.
So it's like we got the video and the testimonies of people to say this happened.
Mustang Medic was out there. And
this is the one I was talking. Yeah, where there's the police lights.
That's what look at all these cops coming around.
And then there were fireworks at one point. It's like a Katy Perry concert the same night, or somebody had a concert that night too. It was a weird night, but I do remember this, and like it just we never got follow up. Yeah, there's lights there, lights, and people are saying that it was supposedly a raid and they rescued all these kids, but no media coverage if that's what actually happened. Is that what you all believe, honestly, that that's what happened? They came in and got kids out of there that were being...
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have said that, that's
what we were saying at the time, I think.
Secret Service bringing the incoming president, but there was never any file footage late that night that captured this. And then you would see a lot in the background. Later on, this, like I said, this took place over several hours. And you've seen ambulances and all that other shit that was coming in, fire department.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody in chat, they weren't bullshitting. They all saw this too. I guess I just thought it would be closer where you could get a more definitive look at everything. But I get that people say that they saw with their own two eyes. Go ahead. Sorry, Jeff.
They intentionally pulled that camera view back so you couldn't see.
Well, there's the zoom in a bit, and you can see definitely a lot of people. I can't tell if those are kids or adults. I mean,
and there was some other frames where they had people coming out in stretchers.
What's a Nancy Drew, the chick? I don't remember. She was there every day recording. I kind of remember a Nancy Drew, but it's been so long.
Well, her and Mustang Medic were there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I also at the ending. I also heard they had to release. I saved it. I don't have it timestamped and all that. Where they have to release a bunch of the J6 footage that it's never really been released before.
Oh, hold on. Somebody sent me a thing where they got the video of the kids coming off or going onto the buses.
That's nuts, man. Is it from Telegram, or do you have it? Can you put it? I need to get where I can get to the Telegram from the screen, but I don't think I've ever logged in on here. Melania refused to stay there with Barron because of the evil. Didn't they do like they did a whole exorcism on the White House or something? Did you ever see any of this, Cujo? I'm having a feeling you haven't, and it's probably more normal than all of us that did. I don't even know. Didn't those kids come from the tunnels under the... That's what I heard, Karen. That's what I was... rabbit holes I was digging in were saying, for sure. Okay, so are you playing it somewhere, Jeff? Or I hear a little bit. Why didn't I...
Yeah. There you go. Oh, maybe that probably won't do it. Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, you put it in the big chat. If you can put it in the private.
Yeah.
Cujo, you still with us?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to ask you if you ever saw any of this or even heard of this before. I figured you probably hadn't, but I was just wondering. Maybe you had. There's been things I think you haven't, and then you say you did hear of.
Yeah, I keep up with pretty much everything.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
There, I put it in private chat.
All right, I'm clicking it now. Okay, it took me into the Telegram. All right, cool. I don't know how to make it any bigger. It does say, let's see.
That was from Nancy Drew.
Let me try. Share. I don't know how to make it. I know there must be a way, but maybe open in web. Maybe. I don't know. That might have just made it worse. No,
Yeah, it'll show up there, and then
it's trying.
You
I
can-
hate when it downloads.
and then at the bottom right hand corner, there's a thing where you can make it. There you go.
Lower your interest rates the easy way with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. I applied online. It took me less than 5 minutes. I got a great interest rate on my Lightstream loan.
I'll save $8,000 on the way. We'll want an extra $8,000.
Consolidate your credit card balances to a fixed rate loan as low as 9.63% APR with auto pay and excellent credit. Apply now at trylightstream.com for your discount.
At the size of the time with us.
Yeah, definitely had to get close on that one too. But I wish I could do better and make it. It might have been a way to make that even larger, but couldn't figure it out. And I was more. I do remember the time frame though. That's for sure. It was a crazy time. Cucho thinks we're crazy. Yes, he does. Anyone have a good guitar story? Who's that aimed at? Well, both. There's just about anybody probably have one up here.
No, I think that's for Cujo.
Yeah, the WBWSMG.
Yeah.
I think what it was, they were like recording their screen with their phone, and they had an ad playing in the background.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on in that clip.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Let's see. Melania had demon cleansing when she said way back then. Yeah, something with the White House. I do remember that. Yeah, I don't know if that's crazy. I've heard about that, Baz, that they say that some of these kids never saw light in their entire life. That's the type of shit you don't want to believe. Even if it is true, it's hard for your mind to even, that's just terrible. You don't even want to fathom it, you know? Mustang Medic still has videos up on YouTube from that night too. Yeah, nothing like big like that ever happened again on his watch that I've ever seen. But if he puts something up, sometimes he reshares something and I watch it. I'm subscribed to the guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's one of the ones I don't think is, I just think he just happened to be at the right place. Oh, you did, Outlandish. I hope it comes through. Let's see. Anyways, you are quiet tonight, Cujo. Busy thinking we're crazy.
Sorry. I don't have anything to add to the conversation, so I'm just listening.
Cool. I do remember all this time frame just being, it does seem like you say that we're about to have the spout turned on and have a lot of stuff coming out. And I guess so, but I don't know. It feels like that was a lot then too, and it just wasn't being covered. So I don't know, it just really hasn't stopped. And the crazy part is how you can just find shit out so quickly from all angles. I think one of the things I think of a benefit is being able to live stream. So people can just go somewhere and start streaming what's going on. It's harder to be lied to that way. You know what I mean? Like if the news or whatever tell you one thing and then somebody grabs their phone and live streams and show, do you guys remember surely the Film Your Own Hospital or whatever? And they were telling us that, everybody was overflowing it. from the sickness, and then people started filming their own hospitals, and nobody's hospitals were overflowing. And then so that kind of like put a stop to it. Yeah, I remember that sting operation that did it. Yep, that's the one that made him blow up on. Okay. It's an hour and 14 minutes long. Obviously can't play it all, but I can put it in the background now. I do remember this happening.
Well,
Wow, here's
just,
on up, Pootie.
just think of all these mysterious kids that they're finding, that were trafficked.
I definitely have my eyes on that. Like I said, I spent 1 week looking at that, and I couldn't even it was too much in one show to go through all the clips. I didn't go through them all. And that was in one single week, different operations being covered, people speaking on it in, Congress and such, and just in 1 week. I see things going on when it comes to them, but.
And we got bus activity going on right now. We got a lot of buses lined up at 1:30 in the morning, right here, going into the Capitol. A whole line of buses. At 1:30 in the morning Eastern time, and
I'm gonna try to. Oh shoot! I think I did that right. I'm trying to pull up only on YouTube so I can mute him talking. You can just watch the audio, hopefully. But I remember this. I just don't know if there is anybody that missed it the first time around. It's like you can't keep up with everything. I just think this is one of the things that kind of got me into live streams and watching things on YouTube versus TV, because there was so much more. You weren't seeing this on the news, and we never got it explained to us either. I'm trying to get to the more. He's just walking around, but there's a certain point. If this is the right video, it like goes on for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, just cars and cars and cars. Is that maybe this is 40 minutes in? There's a bus, and there was lots of people out there too. So is this the original chat? I wonder. I guess it would be, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome too. Think about that. If anything ever,
Wait, I want to see that.
Right. But like all of our chats, if they're on the screen, can you imagine like some dumb shit you said 4 years ago in a chat somewhere? Oh, look, there's no, I'm just kidding. There's Poutine. It is pretty nuts though. I don't see the part that I remember. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, right here, starting off. All these buses. Oh my God, lines and lines. And then it just went on for a really long time.
Yeah.
Never got explained to us. And if it wasn't for that guy out there with his cell phone, we wouldn't even be talking about it right now. Is the crazier part, right? Is
now,
there ever, nothing else ever came out of it besides
that.
fine.
Pause that.
What's it? Huh?
Pause the video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta find it. There we go. I'm gonna go back or something.
Yeah, you have to look at all that military.
It's like in the street there. Let me just see if we go by there again. That's about a minute back, I think.
I think this is the time that they had the fencing up around the U.S. Supreme Court.
A long time. I don't know how much further it was to the spot you were talking about.
But there was all that military walking around the corner with sea bags and rucksacks.
Rucksack.
Yeah, Penguin 6. I've watched Penguin 6 sometimes. Is that what you're talking about? Those look like, I think those are the live streamers. So he wasn't the only one out there, but he's the one that got the most out of it, it seems like. There were other people that are streaming at night. PSYOP within a PSYOP. Explosions reported in Jordan. Gene Decode came out with all the stories about the tunnels and the children. I'm in those. I probably am too, Carl, and some of them for sure. I was probably there that night. I don't know if I chatted though. It was a long time ago. I know if I was there now, I'd be chatting. I did too, Carl. Oh, blank. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try to fix it. Anyway.
And I know there was something weird going on that night because some of the guys that I worked with were at the operational center at the OEOB at 1:30 in the morning.
It was a crazy time. And I do wish they'd come back out and
see here.
See
all those guys? That's all military.
He's still on, Jan. Wait, right here? Okay.
Yeah.
This is what you're talking about. Sorry, I was also trying to message and okay, I see. I was thinking they were like firefighters or something, but there's whatever's going on over there. It's a lot of people. Oh yeah, I see. There's like a backpack or what?
Yeah, they have their rucksacks and sea bags.
And that's just in this one frame. I wonder how many more times you can catch that. That's nuts. Like, I mean, how do you not explain this? Like, I guess they just figure most people don't talk about it. It wasn't really mainstream. I don't know how many. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have seen this by now, but maybe not. People just think you're nuts. Like, what are you even talking about? Something was going down. I don't freaking know what. Maybe we never will.
Yeah, it looks like we're about ready to lay some hate in Iran because they are launching all kinds of shit.
Who is they?
Iran.
Okay.
They're launching shit at Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan.
Sounds like a bonsai raid, doesn't it?
Yep. Bonsai.
Yeah, last ditch bonsai raid.
With the great Muda. You remember him, Yorga?
Yeah.
The great Muta.
I'm wondering, okay, there, I was going to say, I wasn't trying to give him an old link. Carl said that I gave him an old link, and I'm like trying to figure it out. I don't know how I did that because I thought that was the same one that got someone else here. I just forwarded it basically. How you doing tonight, Carl?
I'm doing good. When you get really old,
I'm going to mute real quick till the train goes by.
All right. What'd you say, York?
When you get really old, that's what we're going to call you, Old Link Cola.
Don't do that. That sounds terrible. You come up with something way cooler than that.
I have a few names in mind.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, T Muckin Feedback said people were thinking Congress and senators were being arrested. I bet. I mean, the thing is, though, as crazy as some of it might sound to people, like when you see shit like this and it goes unexplained, it does leave your mind to go wild. What was the other one? That the whole thing about filming in the place that wasn't where he said he was with Biden, people started believing he wasn't even a president at all. He wasn't even in the White House, like crazy. And they almost took me with them on that one because it was strange. But they came up with, I mean, they said it was because he could, blah, blah, blah. They needed to film in this other place, which still doesn't make a lot of sense. And it seemed humiliating too, because I'm pretty sure they used the excuse that he couldn't see the prompt. The prompters couldn't fit in that small of a space, and he needed a teleprompter. It's like, that's pretty sad to have to admit that he can't make it through without a teleprompter. Anyway, whatever. Who knows? But I do remember it, and it is weird.
Well, that's what I was coming up here to talk about. Now the train's gone by. I watched that Mustang Medic one live that night. It was very odd, and a lot of people were excited that there was something big going down. But what's weird is there was nobody confirmed whatever happened. And now I don't know if you folks experienced this or not, but the links I saved from that time, that one included, were no longer this video was taken down and stuff notices when I would go to it. Like all the ones I saved in my favorites or whatever, they took them down, but then like 2.5 years later, they came back. All right, those old links started working again. So it made me wonder why they were like censoring what we saw that night. And I'll tell you, I still follow Mustang Medic, and every now and then I'll make a comment, and he's pretty good about, liking on your comment or, answering you, whatever. But I've asked him a couple times, what do you think went down that night? And I never get a reply, so I'm still would like to know what the hell that was about. There's a lot of stuff like that went down.
Your other questions? Does he reply to your other questions?
I think he has replied to me before in the past. That's what made me feel like, why isn't he answering me? Or maybe he answered me and they just didn't tell me because,
maybe
this
he was
kind
threatened to not talk about it,
Well, yeah, or, like there's this thing that happened to me, like right when J6 happened, we were all tuned into it, hanging out at Prepping 101, and everybody's like, it's a trap.
Said his name in chat. I was going to say that's the first live stream I ever watched that was like this kind of live stream. When
shit went down and people were being persecuted, I went up on the different like websites, like the Department of Defense website, and I made a big long comment, like a big paragraph of what I saw and how I thought it was all a setup because, man, I couldn't imagine nobody else could see it. All right. So this comment that I made, I never thought about it again. All right. But like 2 years goes by, Colin, and I get a weird notice and I go to look at that comment and there's like hundreds of likes on that comment and like 100 replies to my comment of people agreeing with me. But they never showed me the reply or gave me a notice that even happened. They probably let one slip out, and that's how I ended up seeing it again. So it's like, it's blatantly obvious to me that they've been trying to hide this shit from us for a long time since it happened. They're hiding the truth from us in some form, whatever the fuck it is. They're hiding shit from us. That makes me even more suspicious.
But then what's weird is you say that, but then like the craziest stuff comes out. It is really just a strange time. Like I was saying earlier tonight, all the things that were just only conspiracy theories 4 or 5 years ago, and a lot of the stuff Tulsi has put out has confirmed most of those conspiracies, like the labs, like the Fauci ouchie, like all those types of things that people were saying and was just a conspiracy aren't conspiracies anymore. So that stuff's being confirmed, but then other bigger stuff that you never being, maybe it's just not time yet, but I start to wonder if it's ever gonna, be all the way over with.
The bewilderment is real.
I guess I'm having trouble trusting the plan, but I really do hope that's what they're doing. They definitely, like I said, I think it was 1 or 2 weeks ago. The entire week was full of rescues and operations, one in Ohio. I cannot remember them all, but there was at least 3 to 5 different ones within 1 week. And there was some that were online, some in real life. And the biggest numbers were like 4,500 and 7,000. And one of those was arrested bad guys to little kids. And the other was rescued children. And both of those numbers are freaking huge, and I'm happy to see that, but they're not telling us, hey, this is what's going on. They're just doing it. That's what it seems like to me. They're just out here doing it. They're just getting these kids.
And when we saw those kids coming out of the White House, Cola, when that happened, I had just seen footage of a child escaping out a window at Buckingham Palace right on a live newscast, naked. All right. Like a kid running from the palace. I remember
a video of something like that. Yeah. Did you guys remember that? Who in chat room? I remember that.
It was like,
was it a child or just a guy? I mean, it's been a long time ago, but
I'm pretty sure that was a kid. It looked like a young guy, young boy. All right. And it's like, and what I'm saying is during that time when they were parading kids out of the White House, or what it looked like they were doing, man, everybody was already suspicious at that point.
I haven't seen any interviews.
The Castle one sounds like a freaking Monty Python skit,
Or Benny Hill.
Yeah. Filming
see,
at
a lot of
cats on
people,
a
it's not
naked
something
boy
they
comes
remember.
out the window.
It's not a Mandela thing, I guess, because other people remember it too. Like Outlandish 420 says he remembered it. Wait a minute. Maybe it's all the stoners that only seen that. I don't
I mean,
know.
it's terrible, but it's pretty hilarious all at the same time.
Right.
No,
Well,
it just makes
I
it
do
super
remember that.
explicit. I mean, they've talked about royalty
Because
doing
look,
like
that
the
was what,
fucking Hunger Games in Canada, like hunting
Carl, that
kids
was
and
what,
shit.
6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. The point I'm getting at is that was some of the first like scandal of seeing it on YouTube specifically, not the news, like running across it in the internet. And like, that's when I started getting into, like, that's why I started into YouTube. I started finding all the conspiracies here, like all the good info, all the, video of things that weren't making the news. Cause I don't know if that ever made the news, that guy coming out of that window. I thought it was teenage, like a almost, I don't know, either a young man or maybe, I don't know. I didn't know it was a child, but Karen saw it.
Did he look Middle Eastern?
Oh my God, no, I don't think he did. Odd, there's no interviews with the parents of thousands of children who were rescued. Perhaps
You guys are talking about things you can't confirm, and I'm sure Jeff remembers like this Gina Haskell thing when they say that Gina Haskell, the head of the CIA in Germany or something, got shot. You guys remember that? Never heard any follow up on that myself. Anybody else?
No. But you haven't seen her since.
No, it's like it's just been really weird, man. If you really want to go back and check it all, kind of overwhelming to do so. I always fall back on this. After the 2020, people noticed that the Oval Office looked off or everything looked fake, and they were like, "That's not even the real Oval Office," and they fucking lied and said for a couple months, "Oh yeah, it's the real Oval Office. You're dreaming. You're conspiracy
I remember
theorist."
that. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, somebody caught a crack in the set in the corner of the fake Oval Office and exposed it. And then they came out like, "Oh yeah, we've got multiple Oval Offices and we film in different ones and stuff." So it was like they were lying to us, and then they admit it when you get caught, like it was no big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You mean that Oval Office? Yeah, we got one.
Actually, that's got to finish this with this. I'm always going to remember it as the Oral Office. All right, that's really how I think it now. It comes out Oral Office in my brain.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you, President.
Because of this guy?
Slick Willie. There he is. Old Slick Willie.
The embassy of the UK was gutted for a long time. Tunnels leading there also. So I feel like there's definitely those are coming out too. That's something that, I don't know, maybe a month, 6 weeks ago, I put up. Robert Gouveia was covering that news story where the tunnels that went from, I think, California to Mexico, right underneath the border, and they rescued, or they didn't rescue children. I'm sorry, that's not, but they did stop an operation with Coca-Cola Classic, going through. But I'm thinking like that's not all that tunnel got used for, and hopefully those things are happening. Like one of the tunnels was exposed, and it's out in the news. It's being spoken of. They've done a bust. They've stopped this.
So Cole, I know that you're a youngin', all right. So I can remember getting my Popular Science or Popular Mechanics sometime in the 70s, and they were bragging about their, deep underground boring machines, which had been in operation since the 1950s, and they can carve a wormhole through solid granite anywhere on the planet. They can go under oceans, under canals. They can do all, and they've been using them since the 50s at least. And to think that there isn't a fucking network all over the place by now because they keep building them. I don't see any old tunnel boring machines just sitting out, not being used and rotting away. Those probably are all still in because they're expensive and complicated and hard to move around. So they're probably all still pumping out tunnels all over the place. And, it's surprising to me that people don't worry about another country invading us in that way. All right. Or maybe we're doing that to other countries. Maybe, because if I was a military, that's what I'd be thinking. All right. Like,
Well,
okay,
that's
I'm going
what
to,
I'm getting. If they're making busts like that one that I just mentioned, and that's for sure happening. I mean, maybe there's other things going on they're not telling us about. That's what I'd like to believe. But I got it.
oh
Jerry said
boy.
it's needed, not wanted. He said pots and pans needed, not even wanted. It's needed.
You got to appreciate the talent, at least.
Somebody
But
did
here,
walk by
I
in the
got to add
background. I don't
something
know if it
to
was
this.
Trump. Yeah, there
Ever
was some,
since
a smirk too.
Ever
Yeah.
since the internet has become in everybody's hand all over the world, Cola, there were a lot of videos being released all over the world in small towns and middle of nowhere places of these strange sounds nobody could pinpoint where they were coming from.
And they
Some
said
of
they
them
were
are
going
like
to the
howling, some of them are screeching, some of them sound like they're coming from the sky or something.
It's a
But
good
Some of
if
them
point.
you
sound
ever
like a chick beating on herself with the pans and a wooden spoon.
Well, I mean, some of them go like I could kind of try to. It's like, and to me, I wonder if that isn't the boring machines that people are hearing talking about earthquakes. I see somebody mentioned that in the chat. I suppose you go poking around in the nether worlds like that, things are going to get shifted around a little bit. So that's probably. I'm just super suspicious of the fact that they don't admit what they're doing and what's going on down there, because I know what's going on.
Right. Tunnel named Alice. Huh. Just in time, I guess, for the cheese grater lady. Kind of like the tribal music. What do you cool night in upstate New York? I just got back from a walk around the neighborhood. That's cool. It's good to get out. Some of it sounds from the sky experimental. So I definitely remember a time frame where they were saying they were blowing up the deep underground bases. I don't know if it was true or not. It's another one of those non-confirmed things, but there were definitely people in all different places, and they would be the same place, like near a park or something, and 6 or 8 different people. Like, yeah, I was over here, and even maybe
You
the
remember
newspaper.
why?
For
They were saying that they found mutated children that were being
oh my god,
cloned
I've
and
heard
stuff.
that. I don't know if it's true.
Right, but there was more to that story. They claimed they found all kinds of hopeless souls down in some of them.
Right. Pretty crazy. But hopefully it will be good news coming and things coming out. I do see there's all kinds of different, it's too much to keep up with all the investigations. I'm ready to hear something new out of those stuff in Florida. Like, that's a big deal, and it's not getting reported too much. But every so often I'll hear like another indictment or another subpoena, and it has to do with that grand jury in Florida. And
Just
there's
happened yesterday. Another one came out yesterday, Cole. I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but 26,000 fraudulent votes were discovered in Detroit the night that they were taping the pizza boxes up on the 2020 election. They've discovered 26,000 invalid votes so far.
Well, we're talking about 2 different things, but they're both happening. There's all kinds of investigations about the voting, about different elections, different ones, and different places all at one time. And the Gouveia likes to talk about the pallets full of ballots and just all this shit coming out. That's about all election stuff, which I'm sure it does tie in at some point. But in Florida, there's a grand jury for conspiracy against the president, and it's got a lot of big names attached to it, and one of them's the one that keeps getting out of the 8646 or 886, what is it,
8647.
yeah. I got background going, sorry. Anyways, I'm just saying they're different things, but they're all going on. It's so much to keep up with. It is hard. And I am trying, though, to keep what I try to do it in like order of importance, right? So anything that happens in like a court type thing, which you hear the least of most of the time, that's like way up at the top, because to me, it's more provable. This is for sure going on. And then the election stuff, I try to keep up with that. All of it's kind of court stuff that I try to keep up with, because to me, that's provable. Everything else is speculation, conjecture. We can talk, we can guess. But when something goes on in court, that's fact. It's recorded. It's, provable. And there's a lot of that stuff going on, and nobody seems to be talking about that, like they very
There's
rarely.
another one. I don't know, Turple Nurple, not to be, confused with a purple Nurple, I suppose, a Turple Nurple. So remember those hospital ships, the Comfort and the Mercy, when they said they had them parked like prison ships and shit? Man, the shit's been deep for years, hasn't it?
Well, and like this is stuff like people say this has been going on forever. I do agree. A lot of the things, a lot of the corruption, a lot of the scandal, a lot of the child stuff, all this has been going on forever. But it doesn't mean that, oh, well, it just has to keep going on. If there's any chance of stopping it, then I'm for that. So who cares when it started or, as long as it stops. I don't care. Yeah, it's been going on forever. It doesn't mean that makes it okay. Let's just let it go. Like, anything that they can expose and get rid of would be a move in the right direction. Any kid that, you could say.
Everybody here is kind of tired of watching the water and trusting the plan. And hell, if we're all going to go the same, where we go one, we go all, when are we going to get there? I mean, it is kind of weird. It's taking a while. A lot of shit's making me wonder.
Carl's like, I got there and y'all weren't there.
What the fuck? Right.
It does kind of feel that way. I know exactly what you mean, but there is a lot of stuff going on and it is real.
Yeah. I'll be back in a minute. I got to take Miss Panda for a walk, and you can, if you want, Cola. I dropped a link we put up some new America 250 shirts up in our web store. So you can show them if you want. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he throws a shameless promotion in and translating for
thinking the same thing.
You like that?
No, but you're leaving too right here because then Pat Evans says maybe we can have been in 10 Days of Darkness, maybe next year, 2027. Maybe we have been in it. Well, I don't know. It's supposed to be exactly 10 days, right? Okay, never mind. I was thinking that was like a question, but
I'm gonna go walk my dog. By the way,
hey, I was just gonna say, man,
if you order before midnight tonight.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I've been here when Jeff says he'll be right back. His right back is a while. All right, it can be
he doesn't come back. He just doesn't come back.
Yeah, watch yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for being up here, Jeff, and I welcome you back if you want to. But
yeah, he is.
You never. He always says, "I'll come back if this," or "I might this." Every once in a while, like when we're on real late, and like he runs into more info, he'll come. He has come back like once or twice, but most of the time, it's he's out. He's out.
I think he forgot he was even live a couple times. I mean, we'd be like, waiting for Jeff B, and the chat starts getting ugly. When they start going to dark. Oh yeah, he went away. He said he'd be back. Wink, wink. You know what I mean? It's like it's just everybody. They wait. I guess so.
Yeah. 10 years of darkness. That's not even funny. But here I am giggling. It's not. It's really not funny.
Holy shit, I never looked at it that way, but man.
It's getting there, huh?
You're right, man. It has been almost 10 years of weird, really. I mean, really, when he first took office the first time is really when it started to pop off. Wouldn't you agree?
Man, so much. I don't even know. It's America, says Jerry.
Well, I mean, we knew it was all corrupt and fixed and hokey in the beginning, but when the 216 came around and he got in, it was like coined phrases like fake news and all that. It's really when it started to pop off. I wonder when the 10-year mark is on that. I'm going to have to look at that. Boy, it's got me thinking. 10 years of darkness. We lived through it.
Thought. I don't even want to consider that as an option.
It'd be almost over.
Talk Pootie up here. I'm trying to anyway.
But we made it, Cole. It's almost over. If it was been 10 years of darkness, right?
That's ridiculously sad. What I like when his stream just cut out without any warning. Oh, they're still giving Jeff shit, I think. We're all just chatting and then poof.
Yeah. Boy, I'm mad as no wet hen.
Do what?
But I'm mad as no wet hen.
Madder than a wet hen.
Yeah, I heard hen. Okay.
I went to get the old lady some gas a while ago, and at the same time I went to pay for it, they ran out of gas. I didn't get no gas, and they took all the money off my card.
I
Ain't
bet
got
you
no
went out
gas
and
in it?
gambled it, and that's what you told your old lady, ain't it?
No.
Oh,
I
come
call
on.
Probably just said it ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah, ain't got no gas in. Yeah, they took all my money out. Pissed me off.
Damn. Julie
You
says
blew it, I'm telling you, you
23
blew it on hookers and blood.
to
Yeah.
2026 is 10 years. Julie,
Better
Olka.
than gambling, Yorga.
I know. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
at least you get something out of it.
You get a lot out of it.
I thought so. You said wet hen. I always thought it was madder than a wet hornet. I didn't even realize that hens were mad when they were wet, but I thought hornets were.
I don't know. You got a garden hose, don't you? You can find
I'll
out.
still
Wet?
find out.
Did you say wet hornet?
Yeah, that's not madder than a wet hornet.
Nobody in the history of the world except you has ever said that.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking that too. Sorry, Colin.
Well, I definitely heard it somewhere. I definitely never heard
No,
madder than a
no,
wet
no,
hornet.
no. Stop for a second. You never heard it anywhere. Your brain put it together and you came up with it yourself and you just said it on the internet. It is here for the history of the world. It will always be known that your brain came up with a saying no one has ever said.
There you
But
go.
in her defense, I have heard madder than a hornet. Okay.
Well, I've
Yes,
seen
that's
some
what I'm
pissed off
saying.
hens.
She's conflating her cliches.
You put a wet
Look,
hornet
I've
in
seen
there.
some
That would be a
pissed off
pissed
hens
off hornet,
before,
probably.
but pissed off hens ain't got nothing on a pissed off rooster. All right, so a wet rooster might be a lot worse than a wet hen. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't even. I'm thinking that wet rooster's kind of sus. I'm a wet cat.
I
Man,
think
all
Cola,
right.
I think Cola needs to go out into the garden with the garden hose and let's find out on the live stream.
Yes, please.
I don't know.
Hey,
Everybody says you can make Google agree with you, but it says the phrase is a colorful Southern and Appalachian colloquialism meaning extremely angry or furious. It is a malaphor, a mix-up of two classic idioms, mad as a hornet, referring to the aggressive insect, madder than a wet hen, an old farming expression. Both variations conjure up imagery of creatures that fiercely retaliate when provoked or disturbed. Whether you use hornet or wet hen, the idiom emphasizes the level of outrage. I did not come up with that shit. As much as I'd love to take credit, I heard somebody else say it first. Damn it, God!
We're
Why
gonna
do I blame him?
we're gonna blame it on you anyway.
I know it. I heard it live and on the internet forever.
yes, Nicola. From now on, cola. When people hear that, they're going to say, "Man, that chick was madder than a wet hornet."
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know,
It is
man.
kind of
She
funny.
posted so many videos on chickens. That's what I'm going to think of as chickens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think of a wet hornet dripping with water and a potato head.
Billy, all right, Billy's already yeah, he was already way ahead of us. He's already sprayed the chickens. Good for you. Good. I bet they deserved it too, didn't they? Chickens.
Sorry, Cola. Didn't mean to call you out in front of all your audience. I just had to.
well, I'm still, like I said, maybe they're just. You heard what I read. I didn't make it up. I'm not that articulate to type that up that quick. That's Google, so I don't know. I'd love to
I
take.
just heard you say some shit. I didn't see no Google. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. You go ahead with your show.
I think the old red hen is referring to women. Not really a hen, but it's referring to women.
Get your phone out my grill.
Well, don't say that I just made it up and if you didn't see Google, it's Google. I wouldn't lie.
I'm sure there are people that suffer from the same forms of dementia or whatever's going on that you do that put it together.
It is what you said. It says it is a malaphor, a mix-up of two classic idioms.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not know the malaphor word for it, but yeah, you were definitely mixing up cliches, idioms, whatever you want to call them.
I wasn't the first. It's a thing, apparently. And I have heard it. And I swear I know who I heard it from, but I'm not going to say it. And it wasn't you, but I'm not going to say who it was. But I'm sure.
I know damn straight it wasn't me. I may be a redneck moron, but I don't mix up my cliches.
You know, I'd probably pay like $50 to be at like a Thanksgiving dinner with you two. Might even pay $100 just to be at the table to listen to you two go back and forth.
How many people know what cracklings are?
Crackling?
It's the little things you deep fry, the leftovers from when you deep fry is what I've always thought of.
When you render the fat out of meat, the lard out of the fat.
Yeah, I used to like that.
Yeah. I asked my nephew Dave if he knew where I get the crackling at, and he said, "What the hell's cracklings?"
Well, I know what you're talking about. I've got some very country relatives.
Yeah, my dad used to go over at the slaughterhouse and get them, feed them to the dogs. Man, it'd make their coat so shiny and soft. And then my mom would take some and make crackling cornbread. That's good shit there, boy.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Okay, all right. You're on this subject. I've never ate them before, but I gotta ask you, Pootie. Have you ever ate chicken feet?
No, I ain't never. I get a pack every once in a while and cook them down and make what is it? Shit.
Stinky feet stew?
No, I make broth out of them.
Oh, stinky feet broth.
Collagen. And cook them down, make collagen. Make broth, make collagen, make collagen out of them.
No, I worked with people. They said they ate chicken feet, man, and loved that shit.
Me too.
Yeah,
The Chinese will eat anything, man. I know the Chinese will eat anything, but the South ain't much different. I've tried a lot of shit down there, York. I had the chitlins, I've had tripe, I've had also haggis, but I've had, I tried that stuff. I wouldn't really order it again. I wouldn't eat it again. I was young. I was drinking. I was adventurous. I've had Rocky Mountain oysters. I've had a lot of stuff that I ate like that I probably wouldn't eat today. Unless if I was hungry, I'd probably eat it. I'll admit that.
Man, you ate Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah.
Man, that's kind of.
Well, I've eaten scorpions and fucking.
I got in a throwing battle in the back of a freaking grocery store when I was a teenager with a guy. We were just throwing shit at each other, and I grabbed a freaking mountain oyster and chunked it at his ass. And it hit the concrete and like split open. It was one of the grossest things I ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, that reminds me of like 4 stories.
You guys see those ancient eggs they eat? Like in China, they'll let an egg get hundreds of years old. It turns black and you can see through the shell and shit, and they call that a fucking gourmet. Fuck that. There is things I got a limit to. I ain't eating nothing rotten. I've heard that in England they used to hang their pheasant by the neck, and when it was rotted enough that it fell to the ground, that's when it was ready. All right, look that shit up. There's some things I ain't gonna eat nothing rotten.
Man, those chicken feet, they even pickle those damn things.
Okay.
Hey, have you guys heard of the vulture stew I was talking about earlier? That's a real thing too. Little mortuary on the border of Tijuana there. Their specialty is vulture stew that they make from all of the vultures that live off the carcasses they find in the deserts and shit.
Got me hungry.
That's gross. Man, I lived at this place I refer to as the Crackhead Hotel.
Yeah.
It's like was it like pay by the week type one of those places?
Yeah, I live there.
Yeah. I lived there for almost a year. And
you guys ever try sweetbread?
Hold on, Carl.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt him, but I saw the comment and just spoke out loud. Sorry.
That's all right. What were I remember
Crackhead
this.
Hotel.
I remember him calling it that. He'd say it just regular conversation. Well, I got to go back to the Crackhead Hotel. I mean, but
Well,
people knew what he meant. It wasn't hard to figure out. But go ahead with your.
no, I got like I had to move somewhere quick, and I went there because it was close to work, and it was 2 days. I actually enjoyed my time there because you just pay one payment, and all your bullshit's paid for. Anyway, but not the highest class people go there. Obviously, I live there, but so there were a couple long-term tenants that were my neighbors, and we'd go out on the weekends. I'd be drinking beer outside, and they'd come out, and we made friends. But this lady lived above me that was a prostitute. Yeah, okay, look, there were several prostitutes that lived there. That doesn't matter. She was right above.
Not relevant to the story.
No, not at all.
No, it adds flavor. That matters. You got to set it up.
Well, it gets funnier. So I really liked my next door neighbor was a dude who did tile work. He was in Louisville to do some shit downtown, some tile work. He was there for a long time. So I made friends with him. We'd drink beer outside on the little porch area. And that lady would come out sometimes and talk to us from above, like on the balcony. And she come out bitching one day, talking about some man brought her this huge jar of pickled chicken feet and tried to pay her for services rendered.
I love this guy.
I did.
I don't. How do you have a random jar of? Anyway, that was one of the funniest things I ever seen in my life. Especially she was a black lady, and she was well. I don't know about lady, but anyway, she was just listening to her rant and talking about him trying to, and she had the chicken feet in a big ass jar, like, and they were pickled or something. I don't know. They rented. There was a whole bunch of them in a jar, and I just the whole story. It just I laughed for
probably
like.
would have taken food stamps. I mean, but pickled, that's going too far. But at least food stamps you can use.
That's like that.
Well,
skit.
here's what I want to conclude the story with is she had the jar of pickled or whatever chicken feet. So I don't think you just left them.
The transaction was made.
That was the only
reminds
thing
me
of
of
value this dude had. I don't think he just left it with her for nothing.
It reminds me of that video that was going around on. It's like a little old lady, and she's like, "He offered me for a bottle of wine," and they're like, "Which way?" And she points. He went that way, and she's holding the wine. That's exactly what that reminds me of.
Or it's like that video that we did. The cartoon of the two boys that were throwing the cheeseburgers at the prostitute. It said, "Will you blow us both for extra cheese?"
Oh my gosh!
Linda just called it, Cujo. She says she was better than a wet hen.
I don't know how I saw it. Yeah, I'm never gonna get to hear the end of that. But it is a thing. Y'all ain't gonna hear me, but it's fine. I don't know how you segued me into this. The National Tweaker. I keep forgetting to play this, but you're talking about crackhead hotels, or no, Tweaker Geographic is what they call it. This one was pretty funny. I've meant to play this a billion times and never did.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, at the local motel, we stumble across an absolute honey hole. This is what researchers call a tweaker, common mating ground for such species to create as much tweaker offspring as humanely possible. Our drone hovers over, cautiously scanning for potential threats. Then we come. She gets into striking position to assert dominance. We then begin to interrupt a tweaker transaction. They notice that researchers are closing in hot. The alpha male uses his tweak mobile phone to alert the others. They quickly walk off to relocate to another common habitat, the Tweak O Bell, to continue their survival.
Tweak O Bell. Was that her? Did y'all see any pickled feet?
Now you got to do now you got to do methane.
Oh, do I still have it?
That's funny. The Tweak Hotel. Mine's the Crackhead Hotel is what I called it. But I got to tell you, I got nothing bad to say about the lady above me because you hear gunshots and shit there all the time. She was not the culprit. She was just there doing her business, and she was polite to me when she came out. So she was fine in my book.
Just the random gunshots.
Oh, I've been around places like that, man. Yeah, oh yeah. You can just hear, especially Saturday night.
Fun.
Oh yeah.
I've been there. I've hung out there. I've been there like after a night at a bar or something. I'd been there. I'd be like, yep.
That's so weird, man. I'd expect that in my state. You know, Pontiac, Flint, Detroit, all these towns are just like that. But I would never have expected that in your state. That kind
Well,
of
it was in the city. That's why, it was in the city.
It's
There's
just,
only like
man,
two of them.
there's everywhere has their places, right?
It's the pay by the weeks. Like some of them are actually nicer. You know what I mean? But these ones were like low class pay by the weeks, basically. So if you were down on your luck or a crackhead or whatever, you could pay for just 1 week or.
Well, I'll tell you what, any place is better than no place.
Right.
Well, I moved in there because I had to change places quick. I had a good job at the time, but I moved there and I was only planning on staying a couple weeks to go somewhere else. But once I got there, I was like, it's so fucking close to work. And nobody ever messed with me. There was a bunch of crap going on, but I didn't care, man. I had an old beat up green truck. I drove a beat up green truck on purpose so that nobody fuck with my car, try to steal it. So I pull up, I go into my place, and didn't have any problems. So I stayed there for a minute.
Leave me alone. You got something there. There's something to it. If you drive an old ratty looking truck, I guess people think you don't give a fuck or something because they do. They generally leave me alone too.
I'd walk around with thousands of dollars in my wallet all the time because I don't look like I have a dime. I wear old t-shirts, old pants, old I don't look like I got a dime. I drive beat up vehicles. Nobody ever fucks with me for my money because it doesn't look like I have any.
Hell, I already got bullet holes all over the side of my truck.
Like the opposite. He's like the opposite of a catfish. It's like, I don't know. It's not for the same reason. I don't even know what. I mean, there's probably multiple reasons, but oh, really? Is that true? Senator poison?
Yep.
Oh, that's going to cause a little problem. I've heard people say, "Is this the Archduke moment?"
Oh shit.
Yep. Yeah, I just got a text saying preliminary reports coming. They'll be coming from the FBI that he was poisoned.
I wonder if it was one of us or one of them.
Iran's taking claim for it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they probably Iran.
That's crazy, man.
And right now,
what Jeff was saying earlier, you got to expect it, Cola. You of all people should expect it's going to get a lot crazier. The potential is there for it to get mad fucking crazy on us. It definitely could.
Yeah.
Well, he was, there was a lot of odd things about it. We'd already talked about a lot of them, and it was. I don't know. I'm trying to think what if you lined up the last time he ate before he flew back, how many hours, and you know what I mean? Like,
well, and it could be just something that needed to be on his skin, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I'm actually surprised there hasn't been more of this already happening, because if you get to the fucking gist of it, all the intelligence agencies and all the governments all around the world are known to be like this, where they will fucking assassinate. They've always, in their entire lifetime, they've been assassinating people. That's their fucking job. They get promoted for that kind of shit. So it's kind of mind blowing that it hasn't been happening already. Yes, me, I'm not surprised at all, really.
Well,
John said,
poisonings have been happening since, biblical times.
Right, but
right?
now the different ways they have of doing it now is mind blowing. Now, like you said, all you got to do is touch somebody; they can poison your ass. You touch something wrong, you could be dead.
Could have been
That's
a
what they had.
handshake,
That's what
And
I
then
always.
in Congress in the 70s,
Hang
they
on a
brought
second.
that.
Sorry, Pootie was trying to talk. His mic's a little lower than everybody else. What were you saying, Pootie?
That's what I wanted to always be ever since, as long as I can remember. I always wanted to be an assassin or hitman.
Now I regret trying to give you the floor. You're gonna put yourself in criminal. He's like, this is my dream job. Is to...
They
Is
were
that what
you
your
were talking
picture
about it
is?
earlier, Cola. But I remember in the 70s, they brought that ice gun in front of Congress that shot a little tiny icicle into your heart and then melted and killed you. And there was no sign of it unless they really looked. They might find the entrance wound or something. But they had assassination tools before we were born that'll blow people's
Camo,
minds.
do you know where they got that idea from? You're never going to believe it. Dick Tracy comic from like the 1930s. It was in a Dick Tracy comic. They had an ice bullet.
I'm still laughing at John Dunning talking about Graham ate Trump's cheeseburger. It could be. I don't know. Because I know they were threatening. They're threatening him as well, and it is a scary time. I mean, I don't have the clip, but I'll have it Wednesday if everybody even wants to see it. I'm sure everybody's already seen it.
But see, Trump being extra nice about Lindsey Graham, and he was a great guy and all that shit.
Sketchy.
That just gives him more fuel to. That's why I'm going after Iran. That's why I'm gonna blow them up so much.
Well, right now, Bahrain is under air attack, and Amman, Jordan just shut down their airport.
I wonder if it's a bonsai raid, man.
Yeah, they've been bombing the hell out of Ukraine, Iran all day, though, too.
I actually
been.
feel like Trump has been holding back this whole time, only hitting strategic targets that, with minimal collateral damage and all that. But, if he takes the gloves off, I don't think the world realizes really what he could do to that country.
And you know what? And now is the time to take the gloves off, I think.
Yep. Now, the Bahrain.
I mean, they threatened his life, right? That should be enough, you'd think.
Yeah, Bahrainian Minister of the Interior sounded the alarms. Citizens and residents of the country are requested to take refuge in their closest, safest place. And IRNN has come out and said that Lindsey Graham is only phase 1. And now there's explosions being heard at the American base in Kuwait.
Is that from Western news or Iranian news?
Iranian. It's Tassim News Agency.
Okay, so we don't know if that's true or not.
They're pretty accurate.
The one thing that rides my brain is how many other countries have snuck in through the back door to help Iran, what they brought into the country, what they've been supplying with, maybe what they might do
or us, Camo. How many of our weapons are we fighting against?
Yeah, it is all valid concerns, because they've had the time to do it.
And you know where it's going to link back to? The Muslim Brotherhood and Barack Hussein Obama, allegedly.
Well, that goes back to we're full circle all the way back around again with the idea of these not tribunals. I know people say that, but the stuff that has been reported and has been said on mainstream news that they are definitely doing a grand jury in Florida about conspiracy charges. And it does go all the way up to Obama. I don't know if they'll get him in a courtroom or if they'll even try to give him charges, but it all ties in, and it's crazy. They even have the different names for the different, operations. They have different, was it Hurricane Crossfire, and there's like Arctic Frost. There's like all these different names, and they all intersect. It's really a huge conspiracy when you go to unravel it, and they are trying to, at least attempting to, get people in trouble for this. And to me, it's a big deal, and nobody's talking about that part.
Yeah,
go ahead, John.
And Crossfire Hurricane and all that was a conspiracy too.
Oh yeah, until it wasn't, right?
Yeah, and now there's explosions at the Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain.
Wait, what does that mean? There's a headquarters for what?
Yeah, the Fifth Fleet, the Navy Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. Explosions are being heard from Iranian missiles.
I don't even know, man. This is crazy. Someone said the other night we're in the middle of World War III, and I'm like, I hope that's not true. But I can't prove it's not.
We've been in World War III.
This is a war we've never seen before, Cola. Each war that's happened throughout history is like that to the current populace of the world, because it's like, oh my God, we got trebuchets. They took out the castle. It's like every step up in this warfare. You get bow and arrows and you win. Then they get guns and they win. Then they get artillery and they win. And now we're fighting like this information, cultural, religious, kinetic war on multiple fronts against multiple enemies that, it's like, it just feels like we've been at war with the world, not world war. It's just, it feels like that to me. I don't know if I'm exaggerating or not, but that's what it feels like to me. Like we've been at that for a long time. A war with evil, good against evil. That's what war against a deep state, or however you want to look at it. Just feels like it's something new, and the information part of it is put it all in everyone's hands instantaneously, and that's being used as misinformation, disinformation, propaganda. It's just kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, now there's pictures and video coming out from Tassim News Agency. Column of smoke into the air following a missile strike against the U.S. Fifth Fleet base in Bahrain.
Well, they had to be ready. They had to have been expecting it. So I hope they shoot all that shit down.
I really wish it could just all be some kind of conclusion. I keep, we definitely heard it over and over again that they were I don't think they're ever going to back completely down.
They never will. They never will. Down to the last man, those guys here.
And that sucks for us, because I don't know how it does end. It just doesn't. Just the war, we thought we had that 20-year thing going. I don't know how long. I just don't see how it could continue to go. I mean, they keep saying that it's over and there's nothing. Oh, what Moonchild. But then more things happen, right? So I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But I do think they're at least overpowered, right? Like I don't know. Trying to rage bait me over a fort is wild.
Well, with the Iranians coming out and taking credit for this alleged poisoning and death of Senator Graham, boy, oh boy.
Hey, D, good to see you.
There's no confirmed anyone's hurt yet.
Well, it's really not gonna matter much if they keep firing on us. They're gonna get leveled. Whatever's left of them, he ain't gonna stop. He's had it. I think the reason that he let him go on and on and on is because he had to let the public see that he at least gave him a chance before he fucking kicked their ass. Because and now like the gloves might be off. It might be time for shock and awe. All right, because they could sure do it.
Look, if the commander in chief tells the U.S. military to take the gloves off, it would be scary. It would definitely be scary.
Well,
I mean,
you didn't
when
think of the civilian population because the those fuckers use people as human shields and shit.
Yep.
You know, and
Well,
it's going to be ugly any way around.
well, and I think that's why, you know, I believe it's smart that if the Trump administration basically gets these Arab countries, you know, they may be doing us a favor by attacking these other Arab countries because I don't think the American people would go for U.S. troops on the ground, conventional forces in Iran, but Kuwait, all these other Arab countries are going to have to, sack up and send in their own fucking people to destroy this shit.
I think early on, right after the first attacks, I think that either our military or somebody on our side went around to all those countries and said, "Hey, are you going to are you going to get involved, and what side are you going to be on?"
Yeah.
And because they've been attacked. Iran has attacked what, 7 other countries now surrounding themselves.
Yep.
So that's a lot of trying to start something, and that's the way I see it. Like they were trying to get the Middle East to kick off into a jihad or something by attacking their neighbors, and I think it backfired on them because there hasn't been any major retaliation other than the Israelis when they could have, but they're
Right.
still taking hits. So I think it's like they're stepping back and letting the U.S. military do the dirty work. All right.
Yeah.
But if they did all get involved and they were on our side, that sends a real big message.
Yeah, and now breaking news: U.S. strikes reportedly killed the IRGC chief in an underground command center. And following the missile attacks, reports indicated widespread fire at the U.S. base in Bahrain.
Mm. Well, yeah, I got a feeling they're done. I got a feeling it's open up the gates of hell now.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I hope so.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, again, I hope they wipe out the Iranian regime. I hope that some of the Iranian populace survives this to make a better Iran, because the people in control of that country have been backing terrorists and all this for so long that the Middle East as a whole should recognize that without that bullshit going on, the whole world would work smoother. So I just hope they eliminate who they need to eliminate. He did say that he was going to help the Iranian people, the right people, gain control. And when he said that early on, I don't know how you could pull that off without advisors on the ground, at least, and true.
There's the only way to accomplish that task without completely just turning Iran into a sheet of glass is to put boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely against that as long as they shell the fuck out of everything they have first.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off about all this, sorry to be so talkative, but what pisses me off about all this is that I keep hearing that we've taken out all their military.
Yeah.
And yet they still are bombing shit. Okay, so we need to bomb more. We need to bomb them into the damn ground. If you're gonna fucking do it, go fucking do it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. I'm just
I was just,
ranting because I've been pissed off the whole fucking time about this shit.
I was just going to say along those same lines, though, I sincerely think that, and I wouldn't be naive thinking this, that somebody's, giving them weapons since we've blown up so much stuff. They're getting something from somewhere, China or whoever, man. And if we could stop that supply chain, that would be pretty kick ass too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's China, Russia, maybe North Korea.
Or Israel.
I've heard you talk, and I know you've been in a few scuffles throughout your life. So I know, since you're still here with us, that you know never to turn your back on an opponent. That you knock them on the ground, it ain't over. You don't just turn your back on somebody unless you know they're knocked out cold. Because if you turn your back on them, they'll get you. They'll fucking sucker punch you. They'll hit you over the head with a 2x4, whatever the hell they can do. They've already lost. Now they're out for revenge. So that's, same thing with this. I hope we haven't looked away. I hope we've had our sights on these motherfuckers the whole time. That's what I trust our military. It's the baddest fucking military on the planet. So let's see it, folks. Let's get it done because they ain't going to change. They're just liars.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree. Up to chessboard 1968, he says Cujo boots on the ground in Afghanistan didn't work out too well. Iran has mountain also. I agree with the gist of that, but my solution to that is remove the mountain. We have the means to do it. Just get rid of the fucking mountains. If they're hiding in trees in the woods, remove the woods. If they're in tunnels in the ground, blow it up beyond where they've dug. If you're going to attack an enemy, if you've declared war upon them, you've decided that you need to take them out, then you need to take them out. Well, and I don't want any Americans to die in this. We have the capability to utterly destroy everything they have. And that's what we need to do before American boots get on the ground. Anyway, I'm done talking.
Well, and
too. They got our weapons from us, just like we were blowing up N-60 tanks in the Iraq War. It was like we somehow our government supplies these places, then we go in there and blow it all up.
Right. Hey Jeff, do you remember your thought? What you were going to say too? I know you both started at the same time there.
Yeah, just Trump should do what he did in Afghanistan. Delivered a picture of these fucking people's houses to them and tell them, look, knock it the fuck off or your shit's going to get blown up. And what happened? Not one person was injured after that.
So
I agree with.
Go ahead.
I agree with that too, except this is the whole problem with dealing with Iran. And all of those slimy ass fucking fuckers that are in the terrorist they don't care.
Right. They don't.
They don't care. You can tell them I'm going to kill you, and they'll act like little pussies, and they'll run back and they'll say, "Oh no." They'll go to the UN and places like that and be like, "Oh, we want to negotiate," and they'll try to make us look bad. They hide behind women and children, but when it comes down to it, if they really have to die, they will die, and they don't care. They are taught that their life is a commodity for their religion, and so they will not give it up easily.
And not to break you off, but they're taught that shit from kindergarten, man.
Yep,
I know this, and that's why I'm pissed off at the mentality with dealing with these sons of bitches. If they are not compatible with normal civilization, I'm not saying all Iranian people. I'm talking about the ruling class that Jack was talking about and Pooty were talking about. The ruling class there, the priests, the mullahs, and all of their followers. If you're going to end this shit, you have to end every one of their lives, period. Or it'll come back and bite you in the ass later.
the ones that call us infidel and have called for America's ruin for decades, like almost 50 years, they've been calling for our demise. They hate us with a passion. You know, I have no sympathy for those people. They were out to do us in any way they could.
Yes,
Well,
and here's the thing. See, in the Western culture, I don't give a fuck if they live over there in their sandy deserts and kill one another. But when they start attacking the civilized nations and they start calling for death to all America and all like that, okay, now I got a problem. Now you have drawn a line in the sand, quite literally, and now I have to retaliate and destroy you. That's the way I feel about the whole thing. A lot of people get all pissed off and upset about it, but the world is a brutal place. You're either you can be a malevolent king and a good king, or you have to get rid of the evil. And blah blah blah. I'm sorry. I'm just
If
it
you say
strikes a
you
chord
got a
with me.
gun, if you tell me you got a gun and you're going to shoot me, I believe you. That means I should shoot you first before you shoot me.
right.
Yes.
Well, Baz said in chat, "Are we at the precipice?" Yes, and I just want to say it feels like we're so far past it. When people say that at the precipice, it feels like we're beyond that. So I don't know. And yes, Cheryl says they have their children carry the boom things. There's people are agreeing, but I mean, it's not an easy thing to get everybody on board with, and that's why I guess that's why we are where we are. And I don't know what it does. It seems like they
I'm
want to.
American.
I
If
think
nothing
Trump
else,
has pulled everything that he possibly can to so not his reputation, but so that everybody can see that there is no dealing with these people. He's given them every opportunity that there is to chill out.
Even
And
how
though
many times did they have
he
a
knew it
ceasefire
was
that
going to
didn't
be
break?
like this, though. You know it. He
How
knew
many
it. He
times
knew
did
where
they
this
break
was
a
going.
ceasefire?
Huh?
Anybody know how many times did they break a ceasefire since this started?
A million.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and that's
I know
the
at
other thing.
least
They
twice.
had they'll do that bullshit and then they'll hide behind the language like, oh well, we weren't shooting at the United States. Or it never mind. They're
Yeah, it
slimy.
was just that guy. Yeah.
They have no honor. They hide behind women and children. They are pieces of dog shit that need to be removed from the face of the fucking planet. And I don't give a shit who takes this sound clip and tells it to anybody because it's the way that I feel. 10 toes down, chest out. All right, I'm done.
It's in their doctrine as well to that it's perfectly fine to lie to an infidel. So, every time they said, yeah, we're going to have talks, I'm like, that ain't going to work. It never does.
Has
In
it
their
really
own,
been 17 times? That's kind of hysterical.
even in the fucking their own religion, it's okay to conquer people and rape the women and the children.
Yeah, by
If
any
you,
means
if
that is necessary. Yeah.
yes, and it's a disgusting religion, and that's why. And I'm sorry to. Well, I'm not sorry. The whole Muslim thing, where people are, oh, but the peaceful Muslims. I have a problem with that because they're still reading the same book that calls me a fucking infidel and says it's okay to rape my women and children. So,
Yeah.
maybe they don't believe or practice that shit, but let them get a foothold like they do in uh fucking Minnesota or Dearborn or whatever,
Or Europe.
and
Terrible.
let them start spreading that shit. That is how they have said that they will conquer, is slowly over time by infiltrating other countries. It's in their doctrination. Everybody knows it. And let them get over here and then start. They'll be infiltrating the so-called peaceful mosque, the whatever piece of shit building they call their church. They get in there and they start talking to them. Who do you think the people that believe in Allah and not God or not atheist or whatever, who do you think those people are going to side with? Us or the people that believe in the same God they do? I'm just saying. Okay, now I am really done.
Good to see you, Kiss Off. Why would I want to be part of the U.S. to kill a civilization in another country when we were the ones that brought them over here? The snake said you knew what I was. Just saying. Good to see you, Kiss Off.
So
They were
Dearborn's like 40 miles south of me here, and it's not a new thing for us here. I saw this change happening well over 10 years ago. It was already there. Whereas you drive through Dearborn, you literally see little squiggly lines or all the signs. I can't read any of that shit. It is a strange feeling to go into Dearborn
Ooh,
knowing what it used
that's
to
a
be.
ooh. Hey, Camo, have you heard of Hamtramck, Michigan?
Hamtramck. Absolutely. That's where they did a
Hamtramck.
lot of horse racing and stuff.
All right, you know what's happened at that town? They super liberal town, and they voted all in Hajis. Okay, their whole city council is freaking yeah.
They
And the funny
inundated
thing
it.
is, they're all kind of LGBTQ. That type of people that voted all these people in. Now that city council is banning the pride flag in their face. They
Oh, see,
voted them in.
they've inundated that whole area, lower areas of Michigan. You know, like some states, like Texas has got Austin and Houston is bad. Well, Michigan, it's like Lansing and you know Detroit and all that area that's really urban developed. That's where all the blue shit goes on. You know, it's like that's where all the corrupt, you know, votes came from. They're in control of it down there, like nowhere else in the state. You go anywhere north of that, and the rest of the state's red. 80-90% of the state is red, but it's just them little fucking blue areas that got such a count on the vote, you know,
Yeah.
with the electoral college and all that shit, is they get more counts than we do, and they're all fucking crooked. And I'm sure that the post office was in on it. I'm sure the Secretary of State was in on it. I'm sure the Governor Wichner was in on it. It's like it's all fixed against us.
Yeah, hopefully they're fixing some of that stuff.
I was
There
sure
needs to be
Cujo was going to say stuffing things. I was just waiting on it, and he didn't.
I had my mic off, or I would have.
Yeah, this is not a fun. It is a harsh topic, but it is what's going on right now. You know.
Well, I don't know if you guys see it or not, but I see that for years now, the Democrats in control, the high-ranking ones, anything that's bad for our country, they're for it. All right, including the Sierra law, you know, and it's really ridiculous for these LGBTQ people and all this to support things like that, because the moment that somebody like a communist or a Islamic radical would be in control of their area, they're the first to go. All right. They throw the gays off of tall buildings like their book tells them to. They don't like that shit at all. So it's ridiculous to see these people supporting these groups that would just as much slit their throats. You know what I mean? It's just that's how foolish this world has become. They're poking holes in their own damn boat.
The problem with the entire Democratic Party right now, in my opinion, the money that you have their voters and their base that they brainwashed and made crazy. That but the money comes from people who are laughing, I guess, at all of the stuff that they are funding. If you go back and you trace the money of all the media corporations and you trace where all the money goes, these people want communism in America because that will raise up oligarchs, and they will be one of them. They'll be in control. They're having useful fucking idiots preach their message and vote them into power. And they'll take anybody, even though the Muslims and the gays and the militant feminists and all of these different, they don't care. They just want the votes, the money, and the power. they'll take them all out one by one once they've eliminated the side that fights for good. That's why
Yeah,
you
it's like
used to be
nobody
able to
sees
get
each other's way.
into an argument with a Democrat over taxes and everything would be fine. You know, you could just agree to disagree. We all love the country. We all loved our Constitution, but it's not like that anymore. All the crazies have taken over under the control of the puppet masters that fund their party. Just my opinion, and I'll shut up.
Well, I don't
hey,
think
what
they have cornered the market on hating America. I think there's a whole bunch of entities all over the globe that hate us equally, and they won't get in each other's way. I've noticed like when shit starts going good, it's like Iran or North Korea or somebody's going to start acting up. And to me, it feels like a whole bunch of evil entities working for the same cause. Maybe not working together, but they certainly aren't going to get in each other's way. So, like you said, they erode America and its freedom down to nothing, and then they can take care of the rest when they're ready.
Hey, what's that dude's name on Real America's Voice that does them things
Not
from south of the border?
Solomon.
No, the Mexican dude that does that from the border down there. I can't think of his name. Anyway, I seen him on there the other day. They busted into these houses where all that crap's going on. And he said the last 15 they had a thing set up where they pray to this dude, this saint or whatever it was they called it. And he said, Billy, it's the devil. He said they're praising the devil.
Yeah, it sure feels like evil against good in this world to me. It sure, I mean, overall, I mean,
that's down there in Mexico.
Yes. Stubborn things.
Doc P says the enemy of my enemy is my friend thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
part of war,
that in the regular world, like the employees with the boss or something, you stick together because whatever.
That's
I mean,
the art of war, Cole. That's where it comes from, is the art of war. And that's where Trump gets it from. When he wrote The Art of the Deal, if you've read The Art of War and you read The Art of the Deal, it's like reading book 2. Just turned to business instead of war.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to say Republicans have not done a lot of fucked up shit because they have. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that there just seems to be a line in the sand where it's like, I don't know. Half the Republicans seem to be fighting for things that are good, and the Democrats, there's only really 10% of them, I think, that are truly evil, but the rest of them are willing to go along with those evil fucks.
All right, but here's the thing that nobody's counting on there. And you guys, I got to say it now because I've said it before, and I mean, this is all right. According to the past, yes, Johnny, whoever said that, you're right. The left and the right side, they're both the wings of the same bird. And traditionally, this is what we have seen, but there are changes happening in this world. And right now, I don't know of a good fucking Democrat in control of anything. In fact, they're working against everything we do. And I can't say the same thing about the Republican Party. I know that there are rhinos. I know that there are traitors. I know that does happen, but they can't all be bad. So I have never seen a good thing come from a Democrat. I've never seen a Republican busted for cheating in an election. I've never seen all of the shit that they get caught doing. All right. So to me, it is worse. The Democratic Party that is in control is worse than the Republican. And that's where I'm going to stick with it.
I think the difference is that, with the Republicans right now, yes, you have your shitheads that are in it. And yes, you have your cheaters that are in it and blah, blah, blah. But I think the Democratic machine, the fundraising and everything has completely been turned over to those people. And that's why they'll support a Nazi rapist.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
what's wrong with Nazi rapists? Come on.
Okay, I knew a
Nothing
couple I used to
about
drink
the
beer with. They
Democratic
were
Party.
okay, but
They were responsible for creating the KKK. Okay, so how is it that the Republicans are called racist when it really is the Democratic Party's roots, not
I
the
would like
Republican
to
Party?
interject real quick that a lot of well, y'all would say rhinos or whatever. There's been a couple different Republicans getting charges and getting in trouble for, being deep state for not, so that is one good thing because a lot of times I don't feel like you see that a lot. Like if the Democrats are in power, you don't see a lot of Democrats receiving justice and vice versa. So the fact that seems to be there's been more Republicans and Democrats
but
going down in these conspiracy and corruption schemes because
but
they're on the inside.
also the Democrats stick together like glue, man. And where the Republicans, we get a rotten Republican, we'll call their ass out like right now, man. I mean, that's another thing that's very telling. The Democrats all take up for each other no matter what they're doing.
that's very true. And they're in lockstep with most of the media. And that's the thing about, here's the thing about trying to fight good and evil, right? It's like
There might be.
if I'm in a position of authority and we're voting on something and say it's some bill that's like got 10 different things on it, and I think one of them is really fucked up. As having character about myself, I'm going to want to vote against that bill. As part of my problem with like Rand Paul, right? He wants nothing to do with anything internationally. He vote, and then sometimes he'll hold out on things. Point is, we have to win, or it does no good. So, like, well, I don't know what I'm fucking saying. I'm
Well,
done.
I don't know, man. Anybody who supports like mutilation of children or anything that's like that fucking evil, putting fucking pornographic literature in the fucking schools, anybody who supports anything like that, they're fucking evil. All right. And it's always coming from the Democratic side that I see that stuff. And I know that there are bad Republicans. I said that. I agree. But man, there's got to be good ones too by now, or we'd all be fucking screwed already.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that there are a few politicians that go into politics with good intentions, and I believe there are several that go in there that get compromised who went in there being, you know, trying to do the right thing. But
Well,
you know,
Big
for
numbers,
me,
yeah. Big numbers of those guys.
Cujo, I know you don't probably believe it like I do, and it's okay because a lot of people don't believe what I'm about to say, but something feels like it started to change when Trump first got in office the first time. I felt like the world was already so corrupt and we were fucked and we were never gonna, this country was gonna dissolve into fucking madness. And I figured, looking back at it, I think that if Hillary really would have won, there's very few of us that would still be here. I think they already had a plan for us. I think it was interrupted. And I think that, I saw evidence of it, like they were still trying to push it, take their guns, and all these things, take our rights, take our guns, kill the Constitution, take God out of the equation. They had all these things already in motion. And when they got interrupted, they worked extra hard to get him out. And they stole the 2020. And now that he's back again, that he's tackling it in a different way. Like he's aware of the games and I think that he somehow, if it wasn't him or the military or God himself, saved our asses already. I really do. And I know that everybody feels like this is taking forever and nothing is happening and all this stuff. But like Cole says, in reality, a lot is happening. And it does feel like it's moving towards a more positive or at least a less evil world. So, I still got faith and hope. That's all I got to say about it.
okay, I'm okay, Carl. Everything you said, I agree with up until the having hope. Um, I have faith in God, right, and completely. But where I see the world, I have looked at the history of America, not just from 2016 when Trump first came in. And I agree that there have been signs of hope, and he's come back, and he's been stronger, and good things have been happening. I agree with all that. My thing is it is so fucked up, so deep. I mean, he's going on 2 years in office here shortly, and he's going to be out. And who knows what the midterms are going to be like. So my black pill, sorry, Cola, I know you like being happy, but that is my take on all of it. Is all of this is, I do believe, by God. Obviously, Trump was against all odds to be elected the first time, more odds the second time. And look what he went through and everything that they threw at him and tried to kill him several times and everything. So, yes, I do believe that God's hand was in that, because we are, at our core, a good country with good people in it, mostly. However, I know how the story ends. And I don't, and just watching the history of this country, we keep getting pushed further and further left all the time. That we're not getting rid of the indoctrination factories that are coming into the education system. We're not getting rid of the media out places. I mean, it's so much that I think we sit on our thumb for too long. And we're worried about people talking bad about us, and that we sit around and let too much bullshit go. I think it's been too far. And I think that all that God has done for President Trump and the good things that we've had going on in this country is nothing more than to line everybody up and polarize everybody and be like, okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm evil. And, pick a side, bitches. Anyway,
Hey,
all right.
I can't say you're wrong. I certainly can. I think that way sometimes. A lot of times I think on that subject, That's why I'm just like trying to be righteous. I'm just trying to think right. I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to follow false prophets. I don't want to, I'm just, man, it's the one thing I want to come out of this game with intact is my soul.
Yeah, totally. Okay. But the thing, they call it black pill because people are like, oh, doom and gloom, and it depresses me. It does not depress me in the slightest. I see
Yeah,
the
I see.
prophecy of God coming to the fruition, and it just makes me happy, actually. Even though
Actually,
I'm
I'm
sad for my
excited.
country because I love it.
I'm excited about that, what you just said. If I get to meet Jesus, that's the one person I want to meet above all. All right. And it's like, if I'm going to witness this, if this is what it is, The Last in Line by Ronnie James Dio or something, so be it, man. I felt it coming my whole life. And I know there's a lot of people here that feel like they felt it coming their whole life. So I'm with you, dude. I ain't scared. I'm excited. I'm honored to be able to see this if that's what's going down.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, chessboard, if you don't mind, or if somebody here knows what he's talking about, please fill me in. What is he said the forefather mentality? Sorry, I'm ignorant to what the hell you're talking about. Anyone? Bueller? No?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Hey, chessboard, put up, please describe it better in chat, please.
That was a great movie, man. Bueller.
Yeah, love that flick.
Well, I don't know. I know that it's not, either one isn't a bad thing. So if it all ends and the prophecies happen like the Bible, then that's
Then I'm going to
wonderful.
party with all of you guys in heaven. That's my goal. I want to see you all there. Let's go.
Okay, well, that. All I'm saying is that can be one scenario that could happen, but I don't think it would be necessarily a bad thing if that was put off a while and evil was staved and pushed back, and maybe it happens in 25 more years or 100 more years. I don't think either one would be bad, is what I'm saying. I'd love to see
Well,
evil exposed.
that's easy for your young ass to say. Because if you keep putting it off, then I'm going to have to die the old-fashioned way, and that doesn't sound real sexy to me.
The old-fashioned way.
He wants to go out like Ezekiel or something, man. You got plans.
Exactly. Quit raining on my fucking parade. Okay, so
I'm just saying, like, neither is bad, right? Like, I get what you're saying, that it's not necessarily bad, even if we end up through Revelations in the end times the way we know of it biblically. But if some of the things that I see happening, and believe happen, I just don't see them two things lining up. Like, why would we bring down a bunch of deep state, a bunch of SMEX traffickers and things like this and clearing it all out for you? It's supposed to get so bad. And if it gets cleaned out, then basically they both can't be true. It's one or it's the other. And I think that we could be in the season and not be at the time. This could be the season. This could go on for longer.
I don't
And-
know.
Right,
If you look at Jeff, if you look at what Jeff's writing in the chat, sorry.
It's
I
okay.
got to say something. I want to answer Johnny. Where did you get that? Where you just jumping like I'm saying everybody's going in the blue zones are all going to hell? I didn't say any of that. And plus, I was there election night, 2020. I watched. I don't even believe California was for fucking Biden. All right, it flipped in a second. It flipped from 90% Trump to all of a sudden he lost. So I don't even think your state's all blue. I think it's mostly red too.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. I'm just saying that I see why you say what you're saying, and I don't know which way it is. I don't know how we're not going to know till we know, I feel like. But I do know that a lot of there's like a scripture in there somewhere that talks about, it's like when there's wars and rumors of wars and things that sound like now, that those were the birthing pains. And I don't know, like, it depends on, I mean, in the analogy, the birthing pains would come before the baby's born. I guess that would be when the baby's born is the end. I mean, they called it, you know what I mean? Like, so it's in the time of, but is it, how soon does that mean? You know what I mean? And what do you mean multiple launches of refuelers just launched out of Israel?
That means that pain is coming. The refuelers are up. That means that there's a lot of fighters or bombers in the air that need juicing up so they
It's
can
not.
do their job.
It's not just that. I mean, Jeff's been dropping some bombs in the chat here. He said that the Russian doomsday plane is headed towards Tehran. I'm not sure what that would actually mean, but it sounds pretty big.
You ain't even come close to pissing me off, Johnny.
Yeah, I agree, Outlandish. One day closer to the end.
Jeff.
Yeah, what's up?
So what's going on out there in the world, man? It sounds like stuff's going down.
Yeah, they just launched 6 refuelers out of Israel. They just flew over Jordan, and you got the Russian doomsday plane getting ready to fly into Tehran because Trump said that they're going to take out their entire leadership now.
I heard they already did. I heard that new guy's already toast.
Yeah, they killed him in the first strike, but looks like Trump says we're going full bore now. And from the looks of it, I mean, all these refuelers, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 refuelers there now, and they got 6 more scrambling.
You know what I've noticed? And
the
you
person who
caught
died in the 99 plane crash wasn't the real JFK Jr. His name was George Onassis. I know that name. I guess maybe that's why I've heard it before, because otherwise, what's he known for?
Jacqueline Onassis.
Onassis.
Yeah, Jacqueline Onassis was JFK's wife. That was her maiden name, and her father was a what was his name? Something. He was a very rich, I think, Greek.
Yep.
So what were you going to say too, Jeff, about it?
Yeah. So
you're starting at the exact same time. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Yeah, because I think I'm going to jump down and go live because there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to start covering that probably won't interest you guys.
It interests me, dang it. Doggone it. That's I go there all the time. I might not always be talking, but I'm there listening.
Yeah.
Until you take a break or go to walk Panda or something, I know I got time to do whatever.
That's what if I go there and he's not talking, I leave. I can't help it. I can't sit there and wait. I mean, if he's gonna be there, I stay. That's for sure. But anyway.
Yeah. So don't bail on Cola just because I'm going.
I probably won't be on much longer. We were talking about going on for an hour, and we've
all right, guys.
Jeff, you got any more T-shirts or anything you want to sell?
He gonna just leave on that note.
I just
tidbits is right. I got it wrong.
You smart ass. Hey, I had to get in.
I'll put your link in.
Yeah,
we'll buy it.
I had to
buy
get in the mid-roll ad.
Yeah. You guys are right. You guys are correcting me in chat, and you're right. I just didn't have it right, man. I got it wrong, folks. I admit it. You correct.
Yeah, she was married to Onassis after JFK was killed. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Well, you should have corrected me, man. I wasn't getting nothing
No,
wrong.
but I wasn't sure. It's
I mean, come on.
What was his name? What was his first name? Something Onassis had a real crazy Greek name. Somebody in chat looked that up. See it, Jeff. Was I too hard on Jeff?
I don't think you were. Jeff
don't know, but you said hard on.
No, he's got ants in his pants, man. Shit's popping off, and he's got ants in his pants. He wants to go check everything.
Yeah, he said stuff's going on, so I'll see.
Well, have an out plan of being able to end after an hour, Cheryl, and then if it goes good, then it's fine. But we didn't want to. We just wanted to have an out plan.
Interesting tidbits. Got it. Aristotle.
Aristotle. That's who it was. Yeah. Cool name.
It sounds like a Greek philosopher from
Yeah. He hung around with Socrates and Homer and all those other fruity guys.
I don't think much about him, so he doesn't exist.
Is that how it works?
Yes, I know that was the wrong philosopher.
D is brutal.
Man, this is a tough crowd, man. Come on, I gave you comedy gold and nobody even snickered.
It's a tough crowd, man. I'm telling you, it is.
Fuck the internet. I think the internet sucks ass.
I've told some great jokes and no response whatsoever, man. Especially Virginia's here.
Well, so many times I'm like split attention, and that's a lot of it. And then I feel bad to be like, what? So I just let it roll. War Room Saturday. Bannon said interesting things are finally happening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Popcorn ready. I'm gonna have to check into that. Maybe I'll have something from it on Wednesday. I've got a lot to look into, to be honest. I wanted to take a little bit of a break. Oh, Dee's here. Good to see you, girl.
Who's not laughing at Cujo? How rude.
Yeah, go kick the internet's ass for me, please.
I'm gonna. Here I am.
She will. She's jumped right up on panels to defend me in the past, Cujo. She will.
Well, then I learned men really don't want women to defend them, and so
no, but I
try not to do that too much anymore.
You know what? Depending on the subject,
maybe
it's a good time to say it right now, just so people hear it right here on the live. That if two men get into it and they're arguing verbally on a panel, I think one of the worst things you can do is jump in on either whoever side you jump in on. It's like you don't think they can handle it, and men the men that I know don't like that. And so as far as
No.
I'm concerned, I'll try to moderate it or
Yeah.
try to like kill it out or whatever, but I'm not going to sit there and
It's a
defend
lot
one over the
easier.
other. Because I just made that guy the bitch if I do, right? If I go, oh no, don't say that to him, whoever I'm protecting, he's the bitch
Yeah,
now.
then you're automatically the
Exactly.
bitch.
But from
They
my
hate
point of
that.
view, Cola, it was kind of cute. All right. And on the
Oh, this
internet,
is
it's
not
different.
the same.
But I'll
Yeah, that
tell
was
you,
not the
gal,
same.
you never, as a gal, never get in between two guys that are
That's
going at
true.
it in real life. All right.
Listen up,
In
young
fact,
ladies.
you just don't do it. And if you really want to know what to do, if your man's going to get into a fight and he tells you he's going to get into a fight, you go to his if he's right-handed, you go to just behind him to his left. If he's
Oh.
left-handed, you go just to the behind him to his right. All right. And there's a reason for that. Because you don't want to get caught up in that shit. Even friendly fire can happen in those situations. So just stay a good distance away and get ready to kick a motherfucker in the head. All right.
I've
That's
seen
how.
some dumb women, man, getting in the
Or
way.
here's a better idea. You could hook up with the guitar player and lead the dumb bastard to fight.
Okay.
It's an option.
This like, okay, this is going to go over some heads, but this life said, did you see them raw ass hot dogs? Sorry. You're going to be the only one that gets that, I think. The raw ass hot dogs.
My
Go ahead.
solution.
Oh yeah,
for
nothing like a good raw hot dog.
Yeah,
the,
sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there's more to it, but what were you saying, Cujo? It's on a totally different topic.
No,
Yes,
when
please
I
save
get
us,
ready to get
Cujo.
when I get ready to get into it, it's usually with like an entire crowd of people. So my solution for the female: go get in the car.
Right.
Yeah.
Go
Get out
away.
the way.
You
I
remove
do not
yourself
want
from
to.
this situation.
I do not want to worry about having to take care of you while I'm in a free for all with a bunch of motherfuckers. Get your ass to the
Thank
car.
you, Joe. But in real life, that ain't going to be what she does. That's the damn
No,
problem
she's
with
gonna be
that.
a pain in the ass to the end.
Yep,
Truth.
you're right, D.
Stop. She'll be getting in between them. And of course, I never do that.
You take a bad situation and she's going to make it a lot worse, man.
This is why men don't want women in combat. And I totally get it. Like, you
Oh
don't get
God.
it when you're younger, but when you get older and you
Unless,
really
think
understand.
about this,
Yeah.
D. Think about
Yeah.
this, D.
Mhm.
I actually heard Rush Limbaugh came up with this idea. You recruit a whole bunch of kind of butchy women, right? Kind of tough women, and then you rotate them. You take the ones that are at that time of month, and you put those ones in combat. Okay. Yeah. So you can have different
Whoa.
platoons and shit.
We try to
Dude,
avoid
you're
that.
onto
I
something right
like
there.
the way the natives do it. Just go be by yourself for a few days. When I was younger, young women think that's cruel. When you get older, you're like, hell yeah, leave me alone for a few days. That sounds great. You
Well,
know?
Oh,
yeah.
I'm good at leaving you alone for a few days.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I'm
I
all
looked
right with it.
away from chat.
Take a
I
few
looked
more,
away from
baby.
chat for just a minute. And when I look
Take a
back
whole
at
week.
the chat,
Hi,
I
Bill.
see,
Thanks for being here.
you ever do that? You ever look away from chat, quit reading it, and then you look back at it, and the first thing you see is like Zach's latest comment. All right. Just out of the blue, I see his comment there, and I
I don't
don't know
know.
the context. I don't understand the context, Zach.
That
I don't
happens when
either.
I'm looking at it because because it could be.
Zach's probably got a hammer on him,
Oh my gosh, I don't want to think
Hey,
about it.
D, I
Like
just
you
want to
just
tell you
did, didn't
though.
you?
What'd you say, Cujo?
I just want to tell D before we got too far removed from the women in combat thing that the only time I will accept a woman getting in between me and other people and fighting for me is when people don't laugh at my fucking jokes. So feel free to kick whoever's ass that when I say something funny or not funny and they don't laugh.
You're going to start something here. This is the internet, Cujo. Now there's a whole bunch of people out there that are intentionally not going to laugh at your jokes just to get that awkward silence and get you riled up. I know the
I
internet
feel
now.
like
They're
I
they're
feel like
laughing behind. I was laughing behind the scenes, so that's why I
it
didn't come on.
reminds me of Dr. Evil whenever he says something and he goes, whoa, and everybody laughs because they have
Yeah.
to. They do it over and
Yeah.
over again because they're scared. I guess he told somebody the
It's
same
like
thing. If they don't laugh,
exposing
beat
your
them up.
weakness. It's like telling your enemy how they can get you.
Yeah. Man, I love
I'm
laughing.
just
Try
trying
to
to
stop me.
challenge myself, man. That's all.
I
But
think laughing is
no,
great, and
my
it's good
favorite
medicine.
thing, something to let you all behind the scene a little bit. My favorite thing about Cola is when we lived together for a while, or when she was a kid or whatever, and I would say a completely stupid dad pun, terrible, and she would start laughing and then get mad at herself because she laughed at my stupid joke.
It still happens, actually. I've said the one
Yeah,
on
she
live
couldn't
many
help herself,
times.
could she? Oh, that's funny. I do love that.
That's a good
I
one. Yeah,
probably have
that's
done
a
that.
good one.
Hmm
Well, I've
If I
said the
had
one
a
on
daddy
live.
that loved me, even though you
Yeah,
weren't
I
her
don't know.
daddy, I loved the way you did care for her like a good uncle. I had all these good uncles, but they had their own families. They weren't really looking to take on a niece.
I think I
So
think everybody has a crazy uncle too. And in my family, I'm the
yeah.
crazy uncle.
Oh,
I'm the guy.
we knew that, honey. We
Yeah.
I
already
don't
I
knew.
know
think,
who.
yeah,
You don't
he's
have to tell
both.
us.
You're going to be both.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah, you're both.
how rude. No,
No, well,
I
I do think
look.
that's what makes me a little bit easy. Like, when people make fun of me, I mean, he does it all the time on a live stream. It's like I'm used to it. Like it's
I
usually.
only make fun of people I love. I
There you
don't
go.
waste my time
Yeah.
with people I don't. But
That's where it's
Well,
at, right there. I say that all the time. If I ain't messing with you, it's because I don't want nothing to do with you. If I'm picking on you, it's because I like you.
I'm
Same.
gonna tell
exactly.
you, I've told it a billion times, but tell it again because it really was that good, and I really did not want to laugh at it. But I mean, I guess it's been there so many times, but it just didn't. No one ever. He's the first one I heard use it, and it was back when film. You still had to take it to the, place to get it developed and everything. And I'm like, I probably was at, wearing a crop top or something, and belly hanging out, and I said something about getting my film developed and developing my role, and he's like, "Looks like you're already developing your role." And
Shit.
I laughed so hard. I mean, I was so mad, but also it was so funny. It's like, oh God, I gotta quit laughing so I can be mad, but I can't stop laughing
Well, you got to
because
appreciate
I
witty humor.
developed the role, right?
You
It's hilarious. Anyway,
got to appreciate that witty humor, even if it's used against you.
that's when I like it the most.
yeah.
I
Like the old
actually
roast. Do you remember the old roast, Cujo, where like Dean Martin and Don Rickles and all that? They'd roast each other on them shows.
oh fuck yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
good.
look, if I've done some shit fucked up enough to make other people think about me and make a joke, I'm honored. I don't get mad at it.
Yeah. My philosophy is as long as it's a good joke, even if I'm the butt of it, if it's funny and it's a good joke, then touche, man, go for it.
Right.
Yeah, funny's the requirement. If it's funny, you almost can't be mad. And it is fun. Not funny. I don't know what the word is. I can't, when somebody is like Dave Chappelle did it. I played a couple weeks ago what he said about if you can't laugh at something, or if you don't like it when other people laugh at something, you should look at that something. You should look at yourself. Because it really does kind of normalize the thing, whatever it is, because everything's been made fun of by a stand-up comedian, from nuns to, you know what I mean? I mean, they go the dark jokes with, there's so many, everything's been done. So there shouldn't be any topic off the table, like they go, oh, jokes about trannies or gay people or whatever the thing is. That's the touchy topic. It's like, that's crazy. That's what we're supposed to
I
do.
actually feel like my humor is understood here more than it ever has been anywhere else, to be honest with you. For the last 6 years or so, on being very chatty, telling jokes all the time, I think this is like the first group of people that understood me. You know what I mean? It's like you were talking about earlier. A lot of times my humor would go right over somebody's head, or they wouldn't, they'd act like it was offensive or something. In this group of people, the people laugh at it. Stick around, Cujo. They get you. Don't think they don't laugh, because I'm sure they are. You made me laugh a lot since I've known you.
Yeah, me
Well,
too. Well, yeah, go ahead, Cujo. Whoops.
not that I would just. Cola, you were there when my mother passed away.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there for this, but to just give you a hint of my humor. Okay, so just so you know, I loved my mother more than any other person who ever walked this earth. Loved her, honored her, thought she was the greatest. Although she was a bitch sometimes. Anyway, when she kept coming back, like she was supposed to be dead, and she like kept her vitals would start coming up again, and then they would go back down. They would keep coming up and all that. And I looked at the doctor. He's like, I can't believe that she's back. I mean, she's toast, right? And he's like, I can't believe that she's like her vitals have come back up. And I said to him, I said, you do realize you're going to have to drive a wooden stake in that woman's heart to get her to die, right? And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, a couple of my brothers and sisters like looked at me.
Oh Lord.
The
That's what they
doctor
call
looked at
gallows
me,
humor. Sorry.
Oh
and
man.
the nurse, one of the nurses kind of chuckled, and my brother who's passed now, he lost his shit laughing.
Oh.
But I guarantee you, if my mother could have heard it, she would have laughed. Anyway, I'm just saying that is how dark my humor is. It was my own mother dying, and it was
Well,
breaking my heart.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
also,
funny.
something
You
I've
cope.
learned from all this time on this rock, floating around here in space. One thing I have learned is that people grieve differently, and humor is
Yeah.
a coping mechanism, and I've seen it
Mm-hmm.
used in just such cases. And it's some people will go by themselves, some people will have to be around people, some people will openly cry, some people will keep that to themselves. So it's like I'm incapable of judging anybody by the way they react to serious things like that, because you never know. You just don't know a person. They're not you, you're not them. You just
to answer Logical Sparks about the Google chat, I don't think mine's doing that. Billy's complained that that's happened to him. Mine hasn't done that yet about this Google chat. I'm not really understanding it yet, but mine hasn't done that yet. And to add on what Cujo was saying a minute ago, about what he said about his mom, also where she was at that hospital, the way we would smoke our cigarettes at the time I still smoked, and there was like this bench, and it was like always dark and gloomy, and he would always make jokes like, oh, that's Crystal Lake over there. And I mean, it was spooky as shit. I remember those jokes. Like I saved a picture for whatever reason of what it looked like at nighttime one, because of course I would always come at night. I even stayed the night she died. I slept in that hospital.
for 20 years, Cola, I had full run of what you're talking about, like Michael Myers looking Crystal Lake. It's still there and it's still abandoned. It's one of the places I want to go. It was a massive, 1,000-acre camp from the 1950s. That the guy I knew, he was a millionaire. He bought this thing, and throughout the 70s, he let kids and bands and all kinds of people habitate this place. It had 40 little cabins on it, and two main lodges and two lakes. And one of the lakes with the little cottages around it, I swear it looks just like what you're talking about, Crystal Lake. And I'm going to do some video on this place. I still have the written permission to be on that I used for over 20 years, but now he's not the owner. It's sold for millions of dollars, and I don't know who the owner is, but I'm still going to sneak out there and just get some video of that place. It looks just like that movie. I used to
That's
love
cool.
him.
I loved Halloween movies. The one thing I want to throw in, because I'm gonna have to get off here before too much longer, but I do want to add, just because it's funny to me and I like making fun of him. Hospital stories about mom when we were up there. Like I always, because I drink beer from the time I finish my morning coffee till the time I go to bed at night. Right, been that way for a long, long time. So I always wear cargo pants and stuff, so I can get 2 beers in each one of the big pockets on my cargo pants or shorts. And so I would go up into the hospital room. I'd have me 4 bottles of beer. I would sit in there for a while and drink them, and then I would have to go out and smoke and replenish my beer and all that kind of stuff. Well, one of the night, and my brother, I have this, my oldest brother, not the one that's passed that I was talking about. My oldest brother is the biggest asshole you'll ever know in your life. He is the greatest instigator that has ever walked the face of the planet. It went from pissing me off as a kid to I'm in awe of his ability to just start shit over nothing
It would be
and get
weird if
on
his
people's
name was
nerves.
Dennis. If his name was
Oh,
Dennis, it would be weird.
Dennis was my brother that passed away.
Yeah, that was funny.
You're because I knew a guy. He was the world's greatest instigator. His name was Dennis. He would get anybody and everybody into a fight if he could.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
So
he
you
he
talked about,
always
I almost said his name. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to look him up. But yeah,
well, I'll call him Butch because that's the family nickname. You'll never find him on that, so it doesn't
I was
matter.
calling
But
him Butch too, actually. Yeah, technically it's not even his name. We're such weirdos. But yeah, what about him though?
anywho, so seriously, this dude could piss you off so bad that he can just give you a look and you want to punch him in the face. Anyway, but he's my
So
brother, right? So I love
we'll,
him and I'm fucking around. So
if you
he's
want to look
me and
it up,
him,
sorry,
huh?
I thought you were done. I thought you were done. I'm
No,
sorry.
no. This was funny to me because like I was just reminded when my mother was passing. So me and my brother were passing the baton on staying up at the hospital, right? And hell, this could have been when my brother Dennis was dying. I don't remember, but we were like passing the baton. Well, I drink all the time. I drink everywhere I go. If you see me in a church service, yes, I have beer with me. Um, the it was somebody had reported me from the night before because you had to walk way out by the street to smoke because you couldn't smoke next to the hospital, right? So I'm out there smoking and drinking and blah blah blah, and somebody had reported me for drinking. Well, I had left, and my brother got nailed for it and got in a bunch of trouble with the hospital and got kicked out and all that shit. He told me about it. It just cracked me up. It was, I guess it's not as funny to y'all because you're not laughing, but
You didn't
No,
even look.
I'm kind of. All I'm thinking to myself is I was glad I never had a brother. I don't think
Well, so
one of us
I'm
wouldn't have
thinking,
survived.
how did that
Mistaken
get placed
identity
on him?
theft.
You guys don't look alike. You have long hair. He has short hair.
I
I mean,
know, and he's short like a troll. Um, anyway, no,
it's funny because how people get different impressions. I didn't ever meet him. I was a kid and he was always like fun. Like he didn't pick on us because we're such a big age gap. He was, his younger brother. So he got a different side of him. He always tells these stories and I just can't, I can picture it because he's told a lot
you
of them.
you
Like,
need to
So I got
spend
to
some
give
time
some
around
receipts
him.
real quick. Let me give
yeah, I
some
don't like,
receipts to Blue in chat. If you look up on Google Earth or Google Maps, look on Lake George Road in between Huff Road and Oakwood Road in Lapeer County on the edge, right next to Oakland County, Michigan. And if you look into that area between Huff Road and Oakwood Road on Lake George, that's that entire camp. And you can zoom in and you'll see little stone pillars that surround that whole area. And everything in that area used to be the old camp. You'll see all the old cabins, you'll see the old lodges. It's all still there.
That's
well,
cool.
no, but I definitely do remember the sec. You've told stories where he would just lightly flick you in the same place for like a extended period of time. So like the one flick doesn't hurt, but after a long period of time, just being flicked
Um,
softly in one
that
spot. See, I never experienced any of that.
I'm sorry to keep going on. This son of a bitch is almost 10 years older than me, right?
Yeah,
And
it's funny though.
and it's funny to you. No, he would get me down on the ground with his knees on my arms, and he would flick me in the forehead or the chest. Not hard, just flick me. That demented son of a bitch could sit there for 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. It didn't matter. He Chinese fucking water torture.
My brother did the exact same fucking thing. And it's, you want to freaking kill him, man. Me and my brother, our whole entire childhood was, we were trying to kill each other, literally, like murder. You know, I mean, and to this day, I don't trust him.
Yeah. Well, that
Oh
sounds
my
to me
gosh, that's crazy.
like my two older brothers. They're like 2 years apart, and they were literally trying to kill each other all the time. I was so much younger than both of them that I didn't get to start kicking their ass till I got to be a teenager. And anywho, but yeah, that
Did you
just
tell him I can't breathe like every other little brother does?
now I tell you, I got Butch real quick. My oldest, the one that used to do the Chinese water torture on my forehead.
I can picture it though, because I've heard it so many times. I believe you too, but yeah, go ahead.
Believe it, you don't have to believe me. Go talk to any of your aunt. They would. But yeah, he did that to him. Anyway, but the thing about it is, my older sisters are demented and thought it was funny. So anyway, um, oh shit, what was I gonna say?
How you got Butch?
Oh, when I was a kid, right? Because this was the early 70s, or you're getting toward the mid, like 74ish. And he smoked weed. He was a hippie. And I didn't know anything at that time. I was like 6 years old, maybe 5. I didn't know anything about it at the time, like what marijuana, weed, any of that shit is. I just knew that it was not allowed in my house. And my dad was still living there at the time. And just for the record, he was a heavyweight boxer, one of the meanest, strongest people you'd ever know. But anywho, so I was 6 years old because it's in first grade. I stole one of his Playboys, and I didn't know what I was looking at. I just knew that I liked it, right? And I got off a bus stop with my friends from first grade, and we're sitting there flipping through it. Well, the paper boy came by and saw it and snatched it from us and took it. And he called me Little Greenwell. He knew that I was Butch's younger brother. So by the time I got home that evening, Butch knew that I had had his Playboy. And so he gets me down in the driveway, and he's just wearing me out in the middle of the driveway. Well, Dad was home. And he wouldn't have said nothing about Butch beating my ass, but I started yelling real loud, Butch smokes pot. Butch smokes pot. And the panic that came
Oh
over that
my
son of a
God.
bitch, the panic that came over his face.
Oh,
When
you
he was like, no, shh, be quiet. It's okay. It was,
oh shit.
yeah,
You know,
I
Bully
had my
big
it was
atomic
brother.
real
bomb.
different for me. All right, because I like smoking pot. I discovered my older sisters who had like a dozen years on me. You know, I discovered they were smoking pot. So at like age 8, I was sneaking their pot. All right, stealing it and smoking it. And my sisters started smoking weed with me by the time I was age 10. They were openly, and their friends were smoking weed with me. It was no big deal. But this whole time, for 20 years of my life, my mom was a cop, and I kept that secret. I never gave anybody up because I felt that would have been total like backstabbing. And plus, I liked the shit, so I didn't want to tell on myself, you know. So I kept those secrets. I mean, I took punishments and shit before I would tell on somebody.
Well,
Well,
real quick, go ahead,
go
Joe.
ahead. No, I
I
was
was,
just going to say that's the honorable path,
yeah.
but he was so much bigger than me. It was my A bomb.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
yeah.
that shit's out the window at that point. I'd have done the same thing, man.
I was going to turn it
I
over
would
to
have
you,
ratted
Joe.
my brother out. My brother shot me point blank in the leg with a BB gun when we were kids. And of course, I
I was
went
trying to
down.
get
I,
the water
man, I
trying to.
sold it. What?
Listen,
Sorry.
my sisters were brutal, all right, but I would get them in my own way. All right, I wouldn't compromise those things. I would compromise other things. Like, hey, that she took off as soon as you left for work. She was supposed to be watching me. She was gone. I was here by myself all day.
Well, now we know who
That
to
kind of
blame.
shit.
Now we know who's to blame. But real quick, we're 2 Yorga stories behind though, because you were talking about being shot for one thing, but for another, you said you had a water torture story from your brother too. He did the exact same thing.
No, he did the exact same thing as when he was telling that story. It was like deja vu, but my brother was a demon, man. He shot me in the leg point blank with a BB gun. And I went down, man. I sold it like a wrestler, man. I mean, I was like, I'm selling this shit, man. And he's like, shut up, man. And I held that shit over his head for years, man. I mean, he was my bitch for actually a long time, man. And then he
Yeah.
did another thing that I don't have to get into it right now, but we did this one thing where I ended up breaking through the ice with my head and underwater and shit, and it was fucked up. But we never told our parents about it when this happened. I was like 18. It was a bad thing. Anyway, we
Yeah.
kept that
I
for
can
like
remember
30
my
years, man.
sister.
My parents were having a pool party. Me and my brother started laughing about this shit where I broke through the ice with my head. And my mother, man, it's 30 years later. My mother started giving my brother a load of shit, man. I loved it too, man. He said, man, I can't believe it's 30 years later. I said, you deserve it, you son of a bitch. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
if it was
telling you,
like
man, it was
evil shit.
it was like, do you remember the old Pink Panther movies where it had Inspector Clouseau and he had his
Kato.
Kato? And every time, Kato would jump out of the refrigerator or something and try to kill each other. That was me and my brother, man. It was always an ambush. There was an ambush around every single corner, man.
That's so
That's
funny, man. It
that's
reminds me so much of my youth. Look, I tell you one other quick one, and I'm gonna shut up. I've been taking way too much time, but
No, you're good.
so I have 5 older brothers and siblings, right? And the closest one to me in age is 7 years older than I am. And so they were stuck a lot of time. It was Gen X parenting, right? The parents would leave and whatever older kids were around were watching me, supposedly.
Right.
And so they developed this. I was Houdini at a very young age because I didn't figure it out till I got old enough to think about it. But they used to tie me up to the bedpost of the bunk beds.
Me too.
Yeah, and that was their way of getting out of watching me because they would be, oh, you got to get out. And, 2 hours later, I'd finally wiggle my way out and shit. And they're like, well, see if you can do it on the swing, and they would do that bullshit. And then they just fucking didn't want to deal with me. I thought we were playing a game and I was like being Houdini and cool and shit. But no,
It's
they
Well,
funny.
were
that's
just
the thing. That my sisters would sucker me. Like I can remember one time, her and her boyfriend, want to take the speedboat out, and you know, I went with them on the speedboat. We cruised around the lake for a while, did a little bit of water skiing, but then we went to this one island, and I just thought we were going to hang out on the island like we'd done before. And I turned my back on them, and they're gone. And that was their fucking plan all along. They took me out there to the island and dumped me, and now I got to swim home. All right. I mean, it took me half the damn day to get back home. That going around the lake and shit. And that's the kind of shit that she would pull on me. It's like,
All
all
right,
right, we're
listen
going.
to this. Listen to this. My brother had a Bozo the Clown punching bag, man. And he would wear that thing out every single day. And for the most part, he left me alone, right? Well, one day he popped Bozo the Clown, I got tied to the bunk bed, and I became Bozo the Clown at that point. Yeah, tied to the bunk bed. When you said that, I'm like, yep, I've been there, done that.
I love it. It's like we were a family of boxers, so we had a unfinished basement. We had a heavy bag and a speed bag in the basement set
Yeah.
up. So there was a lot of there was a lot of beating each other up and shit.
Yeah,
that
that's
went
what you
on.
call a dungeon, man. That's cool. Or a dojo.
Yeah. It,
You guys
yeah.
remember those
The
blinking
pit of
lights?
hell, maybe.
Cujo, you remember those blinking lights they used in construction? They were run on 2 D cell batteries, and they had that blinking
Absolutely.
light. All right, we used to take those, and you'd push a little pin in a hole that would turn on the contact switch, so you could turn them on. They would stay on for hours, right? Me
Yeah.
and my buddies, we stole a bunch of those, as kids, and we'd put them up in this guy's basement, and we'd get them all blinking, and you couldn't ever get them blinking at the same time, so it was like a multi-strobe effect, and then we'd be up in there in the pitch black, just slap boxing each other with these fucking blinking lights, dude. It'd be like somebody would come up out of fucking nowhere. It was almost like strobe effects, but that was fun shit. Slap
Man, I don't know
boxing.
about y'all, but these knuckleheads I used to run around with in high school, man, you had to be on your guard all the time. And I was already trained by my brother to do this, so I was pretty good.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you would go pick up, all right, we're going to pick up Randy. Okay, Randy would get in the back seat. I was in the back seat, and he would look at me and smile and punch me, man. I mean, just like a good one, And that's how we always did. You always, somebody was always throwing a punch to the schmeckle or whatever, anything that's funny. Everything was on the table, man. You were fight with anybody at any time. They weren't real fights, though. It was more like just like a wrestling match or whatever.
I am thankful to my older brother and my father for training me, because nobody can get a sucker punch in on me.
Man, if you learn to block, you can win almost any fight if you learn just how to block, man. And it's harder than you think.
Man, I felt what you just said. I've caught many sucker punches mid stride. All right, I knew it was coming. I felt it coming, and I caught them motherfuckers. And there is ways to block them, and then they're at a disadvantage, just like that.
Yeah. If you could block good, the other dude's going to get wore out pretty quick,
Yeah.
Yeah, you took my thoughts. I was always defensive. Oh, who do we lose?
And I'm really defensive over my nads. And I was going to tell this story earlier while Yorga was on my panel, because it's a true story and it fucking sucked. All right. Listen, I used to live up north when I was a kid. They kicked me out of the city because I got in so much fucking trouble. But I was living up there, and I got this buddy of mine that we had to go like 20 miles on bicycle to go hang out at the state park and at the beach. And, it was where the fun zone was. So we'd go ride our bikes all the way out there, and it'd take us a good part of the day to get there in the first place. And we got there one time, and we met these couple of girls early in the morning. I mean, we took off before daylight and shit. We met these girls, and to me, we were getting along all day long with these girls. Right? This story's got a couple parts to it, but we hung around with these gals all day long. I remember buying them ice cream and shit and having a good time. And it got to be the end of the night, and they're staying. This is a town called Interlochen, Michigan, and it's got a state park. And at the park, there's these trails that run back towards town where all the cabins and motels and all that shit are. And they said they had to go back to their cabin, and we're going to walk them there. And I'm walking them home, me and my buddy. His name was Rich. And we get to this like Y in the trail where it's 2 parallel trails going the same place. All right. It's just like pairs off. And we get to that Y, and we go a few feet up, and I thought I was stopping just to kiss the girl goodbye. And that's what I was thinking it was about. And the girl with me goes, "Are you ready?" and yells over to her friend. And the other girl goes, "Yep, I'm ready." And at that moment, they both turned around and kicked us in the nuts as hard as they could and ran. All right. And this, I mean, I've never been fucking kicked in the nuts so square. All right. And it was, it's like losing your breath. You're laying there on the ground talking to God.
That's
All
like
right. When the shit happens.
catfishing. You know?
Well, listen. This goes on. All right. So I'm bewildered. This fucking shit bothered me for decades. Why a woman or a girl would do this to a guy? All right. It made me very untrusting. Matter of fact, when I'm in a situation, I automatically guard that area. All right. It's like any situation. It's like that's the where I'm protected. Right. It taught me that. But years go by, and this guy that I thought was my friend and all this, my sister, who still was up there, told me that the dude had died. Forget about him, and in some fire or something. And years go by, and I started thinking about, I'm going to look this fucker up. And I looked him up, and he's on the sex registry. He's still alive. And this motherfucker was a twisted fucker. So now I look back at that thinking, he did something to those girls I didn't even know about. And they took that shit out on me. So the next time if I ever see that fucker again, I'm going to fucking shock him.
Yes. That's, yeah. I don't like even talking about genital mutilation.
Okay, I got one better for you. When I was 8 years old, I used to come home from grade school and go out of the school bus, run through the front pasture into the one side of the barn, run through the barn, go upstairs in the hayloft, jump out of the hayloft into the pile of hay and run into the house. And that was how it ended my school moment, right? Well, one day I did that and I landed on a 12-prong fucking pitchfork. And I still have the scars to prove it. It went across my ass and my nutsack. I know what it's like to be fucking impaled down there. That's, again, the reason why I protect my crotch, because I've been stabbed there.
Oh, my God.
And I
I'm going to play Yorga's clip. Hold on, here you go.
To the story. All right. I was raised by women. There was only women around, and I wasn't going to show any women my fucking nads, even at that age. So I hid it. I buried my bloody blue jeans in the back pasture where nobody ever found them, and I put bag balm all over my nuts and ass, and I endured that shit like a man, and fucking it healed all right. I got a few scars, but I survived.
Yeah, I would have crumbled like a little bitch.
Yeah, me too. That could have gone a lot worse too,
And I'd like to think of myself as being a little bit burly of a man, but I would have laid there and cried and gave up on life, maybe jumped off a building. I don't know. Congratulations on being able to pull that one off.
I pulled it out. That fucker impaled me.
Oh, okay.
How do they do it? How do we watch it? Why do we watch it? Why do you watch it?
It hurts me. I don't know.
The moral of the story, people, is protect your nads. All right, that's all.
The moral of the story is don't just like run through a barn and jump in a bale of hay.
Yeah, I mean that's real.
Look before you see the dog being right twice a day in the sun.
Truthfully, I wonder if my sister didn't kind of do that accidentally on purpose sometimes.
I'd be.
Yeah, I had to think about, did somebody put it there on purpose? I mean,
you can't do patterns and become predictable.
So, Camo, you don't feel bad because Johnny burned his pecker and balls with arms flame torched by accident. Johnny,
I jumped out of a van in 1980 and pissed on a live old school electric fence. I don't fucking fear nothing anymore.
Oh, I've done that, but
Johnny, were you trying to light a fart? Is that what you were doing?
Y'all are nuts.
No, my fucking cousins, John, Jim, and Joe, they had the farm. And so they go out there and we're all talking about, we're going to go in and pee because we've been out shooting each other with BB guns. And,
good fun.
Yeah. I only got to do that when I went to the country, but I had 3 cousins that we would shoot each other. Anyway, but we're coming in and one of them stops and pees and they're over by the fence. And I didn't realize they were setting up City Boy. So they're peeing, but they're not peeing on the fence. They're peeing in front of the fence. They didn't say anything to me. And I went and pissed on the fence and they were just laughing their ass off.
You know, back in the day, electric fences said "zap, motherfucker," and didn't let go. Modern electric fences go zap, let go, zap, let go. But them old motherfuckers didn't let go.
No,
Is that what that was?
they grab a hold of you, and that was my first erection.
Wow. That's what you call a boner.
Man, that was funny, and I get like one little chuckle. You people are not worth my
I was
comedic
muted.
time.
I was muted, but
I did chuckle. You just couldn't hear me. I was chuckling.
Yeah, I was muted too, man.
I missed it. I'm cleaning shit in the barn.
Oh man, you would have laughed.
I heard
It was
some
shocking.
of it. I heard some of it.
You gotta,
He got
you gotta
set up.
After you piss on an electric fence, you can just hang on to one. It's no
That's
big
right.
deal. You can grab it. It doesn't fucking hurt. Nothing like peeing on it.
It reminds me of you talk about setting up the City Boy. It reminds me of the snipe hunting thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never fell for that one, but
me neither.
I'm glad I was a girl because I'd be first. I'd still be traumatized. I'd probably still be in the woods somewhere, not being able to find my way home.
No, I didn't fall for the snipe hunting, but I did fall for something else. When I was, pretty young, like 9, 10 years old, the first deer I killed, the older guys I was with, they said that I had to. It was tradition and they cut the heart out and told me to take a bite and eat it, and I did do that. Now, because I was gullible.
that's not terrible.
Well, it was salty and warm. That's what I remember.
Oh gosh,
That's what she said.
I wasn't gonna say it. That's not fair. Moonchild, I can't believe she didn't beat us to it. It's the lag.
What's the weirdest thing you ever ate, man? What really? Because I told you a bunch of stuff I ate, but the weirdest thing I think I ever ate, like texture-wise or whatever, is this guy. I knew the goat too, but he made goat head soup, and it's a real thing. And I ate one of the eyeballs. I mean, I was drinking and stuff, and I was drunk, but somebody dared me to eat one of the eyeballs, and I did. And I remember biting into that hot eyeball, and it like squirted in my mouth still. It was like, but that
That's
was
what
like
she
the
said.
weirdest thing.
Oh no, it got so weird so many places though. He's like, it's the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. I knew the goat. Wait, what?
Yeah. No, it
I
was
knew
worse than
that goat was an asshole. That's how come he ended up soup, because he was an expensive asshole.
Y'all are nuts.
I've not done a lot of that because I am a city boy, even though I spent a lot of time in the country. But I always thought, it's way too easy to go get McDonald's to be like trying a bunch of weird shit. So yeah, I've turned down a lot of things like octopus. I guess the weirdest things I've ever eaten, and they're not that weird, is like shark, frog legs, squirrel once.
All of those are pretty weird, dude.
Weirdest thing I ever ate.
13, you remember that gum called Gushers? It was like a meat gusher. It was kind of like a meat gusher.
I don't know if we got a lag or what. Did you hear Yorga say the weirdest thing I ever ate?
Yeah, but I'm going to withdraw that statement.
No, I want to hear it again. No.
Okay, Yorga, what was her name?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Mary Lou Moneymaker.
Damn. Greatest thing I ever ate was shark fin soup. And now I know it's supposedly illegal, but I got it. It was
You're
for his
cutting out.
daughter's wedding.
You cut out there.
Shark fin soup.
Oh yeah.
I guess I haven't ever in my life eaten anything weird, according to you guys. I haven't eaten most of the things you guys have said. I did like, I mean, this is not weird at all, according to your standards, but artichoke hearts and heart of palm were both things that I never had growing up that I liked as I got older. But I've not had frog legs nor none of the things that you guys said. Any eyeballs, none of those things. So I guess I haven't ever eaten anything weird. I don't know.
The
What?
hog balls, the one is the one that kills
deer
me.
jerky. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm not trying to like take over the damn chat. The hog balls thing is the one that I can't get over because you know there are balls going into it.
Oh, that's what I was talking about before. It was sweetbread. They got this stuff
But
I
I
found.
can't believe your kid didn't show up 5 times already. What?
You
Usually
know,
that's right.
somehow I discovered down south they gave me, it was called sweetbread, and they'd put it on a cracker, and it was cow brains they cooked, and it was good, man. I'm telling you, cow brains on cracker is good stuff.
That again, it doesn't like freak me out that people are eating cow brains at all. It's just that I'd rather have a sirloin
Well, I
or
probably would too, but it's like it's like a canned meat or something. It comes out like pretty good.
now
I
if
wanted
I was
one.
starving to death, I would eat anything except balls.
So you're not going to finish the weirdest thing you ever ate. You're not going to do it because now I'm so curious.
Well, I mean, there is things. I mean, I've learned like a man should never eat a banana unless he breaks it or cuts it in pieces, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. It's the way you eat something too. I'm not eating it because of I don't want to make it weird like that, but to me, back when I was young and somebody offered me those, it was because I was drinking, and it was like I knew they thought I wouldn't do it, so I did it. That was pretty much.
Not judging you, man. Just saying, not doing it.
Well, I don't feel judged, and I don't feel bad about it because I survived it, and I know that like if shit got really bad, I'm eating. All right, I'm really not that picky, so it's I won't eat human. That is pretty much where my limit is. You know what I mean?
Well, okay,
Everything else is
I'm with
good.
you now. See, if I was in the Himalayas, I would eat human, and I would eat every part but the balls.
They say that like even during like the what was that where they did it in California, got stuck in the blizzard, the Donner Pass, or that one that they got in the plane wreck. Apparently, they go for the gluteus maximus first. It's like the easiest to get, and so they're literally going to eat their ass first.
Can't make that shit up. I have so many things that I'm not going to say. You are welcome, internet.
But I lined it right up for you.
You did, and I could have spiked 100 of them home, and I'm just not going to do it.
There's no judging.
I've talked way too fucking much tonight.
No, I was trying to hear from Yorga. Are you there, Yorga? Did you step away?
He got hungry. Let's talk about food. Went for snacks.
I could see that, but then I thought he might have lost his appetite around balls.
Hey, you know what? I have not eaten a bite of food today. And when I get off here, I'm going to go eat a sandwich. And now I'm wondering if I can. I might just put off eating until tomorrow.
No, go ahead and eat today. Don't skip a day. It's not that bad.
How now, ground cow?
Are you here, D?
D?
Yeah. I think she lost her.
See, it's what happens when I start talking on here. It's like people start going away and everything else, and I feel bad.
No, it's not anything like that. it's hard for everybody to get a word in. But everybody did what they were going to do, whether you were here or not. I feel like this is about the normal time for Jeff to leave. And
is this where Yorga gets kicked out?
no, Yorga could never get kicked out. There you are, Dee.
I'm sorry. I was saying hi to my mama real quick, and I thought when I got back in the car I heard Dee, but I didn't want to interrupt because I wasn't sure. You might have been talking shit about me. I don't know.
No, I was seeing what you were doing. I was going to see did you say your weirdest thing? I think you did. Something else weird.
Oh, yeah, my shark fin soup.
Oh, yeah, shark fin
shark
soup.
fin soup.
Is that Japanese or Chinese?
Chinese. Yeah,
Chinese,
my uncle's
okay.
Chinese, and it was his daughter's wedding.
Okay.
We had a 10-course dinner.
That's not how you do 10, 13, right in.
I had to mute you. I had back reverb there. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I was driving. I'm sorry, you guys. I shouldn't.
No, it's not your fault. I'm not great with the electronics anyway, but I don't know. We were only going to go an hour. We're getting close up to 4. We probably will do a backstage if anybody wants to join in the back or
I got to go make dinner. Thank you for having me. I might come and hang out with you later if you guys are in the back room, but I appreciate you letting me on. I'll give you California sunset for out. Isn't that pretty? It's still light out here, you guys.
Beautiful.
Take care, Dee.
Take care. Bye, guys.
Good night. Thanks for popping up, girl. Oh, and okay, that was it. I feel like we had somebody else. All right. Well, I still like these. These came from chessboard, these little things here.
How do they do it? How do we watch it? Why do we watch it? Why do you watch it?
And the updated one he sent was.
I think I ought to see a doctor. Oh, why do you say that? I'm beginning to like the show.
I feel like he's trying to talk shit, but also they're hilarious. Let's back to the if it's funny, you get away with it. Yorga, are you away? I'm going to pull you up now. Is that okay, Moonchild? Well, I mean, shit, I guess I'll just wait. Or you could just stay muted if you want. I'm shutting it down anyway. You're just here ahead of time. So I think Yorga stepped away. Cujo or Carl have any last final thoughts for YouTube's? I'd never tried fin soup. Me either. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say, do a Virginia whelp and slap my leg and say goodnight, YouTube.
I want my last word to be yeehaw.
Good night.